Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome to the Monday live stream for May 27th, 2024. We have a full house.
Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day, as said by voice in my head number one, Ryan.
Hello.
And we've also got Jerry down here in the corner.
Yep, I'm preoccupied with these books that are made for children, but I really like the art in them. So
yeah, they actually really. I like. It's funny how like you get books for children and they have like more interesting and exciting art than books for adults.
They do. They legit do. The Batman one's pretty good.
I mean, I wish sometimes I wish comics had the same quality as some of those children books.
Right. And as a bonus, we have Wheels from the start today. Welcome, Wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's here. We have like a whole whack of news today.
Last week was pretty eventful.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's Memorial Day weekend. I don't know about that. Why, but still, it's pretty eventful.
I think next week's going to be dull.
Was it WonderCon? What convention?
It was Phoenix Fan First Fest. Something like that.
That's a mouthful of.
It was some convention in Phoenix that like a couple people went to, like Todd McFarlane. We have a great photo. Ryan, so you want to get a rundown of who's in our chat before we get too far ahead, because I know we sometimes forget.
Welcome, Zeltex, Mass Radiance, JB Carr, Miteki T, S4 Jason, Jojo Star, Kaiju 1954, Spin Dash, Dr. Grid, Jambalaya, ARG, Graham. I'm really sorry. Gianmarco. Also, happy birthday, because I think it's his birthday today. I saw on our Discord. Tomoke, Mr. Tanuki, LPH, and Diane Waldman. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome. If I get like off track today, I apologize in advance. I'm kind of tired. Hey, Hellfire.
He got the case of the Mondays after watching a certain movie.
Yeah, I went and saw Furiosa and Garfield like back to back yesterday.
What a double feature!
With only an hour break to eat a pretzel and some chicken tenders in between. So I spent like 7 hours at the movie theater yesterday. It was kind of fun. It was also funny because I got home. Like we all got home, and then like we're just sitting there quietly, not even talking to each other because we were so overstimulated from having gone out to 2 movies, then gone to dinner, then came home, and then was just like we're just sitting quiet. It was just like we had too much stimulation.
My weekend was an expensive one.
Oh yeah.
Because Memorial Day weekend, so me and my family went on trips. But like the day before, I finally bit the bullet and bought the Superman by Pierre J. Tomas and Patrick Geeson omnibus. My very first omnibus. I've been meaning to get this for such a long time because the Superman Rebirth, the first single trade, that was the comic that got me fully fully into comic books, like getting them full. So like, this series means a lot. So like, I've been meaning to pick up this omnibus for a while. So I got it. Because it was on sale on Amazon, plus it was same day shipping. So I took advantage of it. There's some scuff marks on it, which was frustrating, but still. Then when me and my family went to the shore, there was a bookstore at that shore. And I first bought a bunch of Marvel trades of Avengers, of the current Avengers, Captain Marvel, and Immortal Door, plus Image Book, Arcade Kings. So that was expensive. And then the next day, at Target, I finally found Studio Series Concept Art Megatron plus Dragon Star Super Baby 2. So, ow, that weekend was not a pleasant one for my wallet.
Yeah. Adria Marcos saw Furiosa on Saturday. Spin Dash named it Garfuriosa. Mr. Snooki said, "Can't wait for the summer movie season to start in late July." Yeah, it's looking. It's a rough year for movies in the box office.
That's what happens. That's what happened with a strike. That's what happened when you have a strike. That put everything
compounded with, I think the audience that goes to a theater has just shrunk due to prices. And theater condition and studios just throwing movies on digital like 2 weeks after they come out. So
poor Fall Guy. Like, I hear nothing but praise for that movie, but it didn't do super well on the opening weekend, and then it's just being dumped to digital like 2
I
weeks
can't say I was
after.
surprised it did poorly. It's a Ryan Gosling movie about making movies, which is two things that audiences don't show up for.
It's one of those weird things. You think after Barbie, you think more people be eyeing on Ryan Gosling.
I think it proved that Ryan Gosling wasn't why people saw Barbie.
Yeah.
Let's see. Welcome, Lord Jaffrey. The Jambalaya said, "Did you see Furiosa first or Garfield first?" Saw Furiosa first. I had a noon IMAX Furiosa and a 4:00 Garfield, which worked out. It was a standard showing of Garfield, which was fine. But that was how the timing worked out. Brendan Overland says, "Hey, finally able to watch live. Usually I'm working. Glad you're here live. That's always fun." Oh, Jambalaya's got the perfect name, Carfield.
Garfield.
I love it.
The Fast and the Furious.
Yep. Mr. Dookie says there's a chance with Inside Out too, but I really think Pixar trained their audience for Disney Plus. I think so too. Like Lightyear didn't materialize either.
That's the reason why a lot. I think there's not even just Pixar, but Disney films are doing well because Disney Plus.
Yeah,
they it's one of those like ever since I think while it was like the whole same day streaming was good for, especially it was only good for the audience during the COVID years, but I think every studios regretting doing that because now
like Falcon Tech said, thanks to the pandemic, I bet a not insignificant amount of people, including myself, realize going to the theater just isn't worth the price and hassle. Yeah,
because
I totally get that too. Yeah,
we'd rather go out and pay what $15 plus more tickets and a whole ton of money for food, or at home pay $10 for a streaming service with a bunch of movies, and then just make your own food at home.
Yep. And yeah, like AR mentioned as well, not leaving in theaters long enough. Yeah, it just trains people to just wait for streaming. And the thing is too, like I love going to the theater, but yesterday was a very expensive day.
I mean, also it's sometimes the theater experience is not worth it when you have annoying people.
Alice.
My question: do you get the Deadpool Wolverine? Put your phones away.
No. My theater has been showing the Google Pixel ad of like phones shouldn't star in movies and neither should yours, which is kind of a funny one.
I love that Deadpool Wolverine. Put your phones away.
I wonder if I wonder if that's like because I go to Regal, so I don't know if Regal's doing it, or they just haven't implemented it yet. It may just be late.
I mean, I think that film's like I think there's one thing like I feel like Deadpool Wolverine might actually do well because they're actually marketing that movie. Mm-hmm. Like it has actual good marketing.
Yeah, they're really pushing it because I think they realize the industry's like waiting for it, like the industry, not just Marvel. Let's see. Mr. Yuki said, even with rewards membership, getting Deadpool and Wolverine tickets by family costs around $60. I won't even say how much my IMAX Deadpool and Wolverine tickets were, just so that we don't all just cry. But the thing is, if I'm going out for a movie, I'm going out for IMAX. And the other thing too, and this is another thing people don't talk about as well, a lot of smaller movie theaters closed because of the pandemic. So for me, my IMAX is 5 minutes down the road. I am very, very blessed to have an IMAX 5 minutes down the road. For other people, they have to drive 30, 40 minutes sometimes to get to a good theater, and that in your gas bill is just going to add to your cost, and it's not totally worth it. Jojo Star says, I finally saw the Speed Racer live action film from 2008. Man, what an insane movie. It felt like a terrible acid trip the entire time. Funny thing, though, it's actually really fun and enjoyable. I absolutely love that movie. Like the live action Speed Racer is like one of the best live action anime adaptations, if not the best, because it actually looks like a cartoon. It's delightful. It's delicious, even. AR says, I much prefer the theatrical experience, but I'm lucky that I can count on one hand the more annoying experiences with our patrons. Yeah, that's kind of the thing with welcome MJ Klein. Yeah, the thing like here, I didn't have any bad experiences yesterday. Everybody at Furiosa was well behaved. At Garfield, there was one kid that was really excited, kept jumping up and down and like shaking the floor, which was kind of fun. I didn't mind that.
I think it's also like which theater you went to, because when I went to, because I feel like when I watch Dragon Ball Superhero, that was actually a pretty good theater experience because it was a small group of people and all this stuff. There wasn't like any people making like riff tracking. But when I went to saw the Spy Family movie in a mall theater, AMC mall theater, man, God, this people behind me wouldn't shut up.
Yeah, mall theaters, I avoid mall theaters because you get so much just people with like, what do I do for 2 hours? Let me walk into this movie theater. I think that changes. And when you go to specialty screenings, you're going to get like when you go see like a re-release of something, or like you go see an anime film or something where it's like a limited release, you're gonna get like only the people that really want to be there, and I think that also helps. And I think that's the same thing with IMAX. Like I don't see somebody spending like $22 on an IMAX ticket just to go be on their phone. Like if you're paying for IMAX, you're going because you want to see the movie.
I hate, like, God, like, I wish, my most pet peeve is I wish people would just dim their phones if they're gonna be on it. Like,
right? Or sit in the back. Like sit in the back row if you want to be on your phone. Let's see. 2 more things about this before we move on. Oh, I guess I didn't really talk about quality movies. Furiosa was amazing. Garfield was okay. I liked Garfield, but I'm not itching to watch it again. Whereas Furiosa was like, it was George Miller making Dusty Yard. I like it. Mr. Yuki says IMAX was sold out at all 3 within an hour of me. That sucks when that happens. That's why I bought my Deadpool and Wolverine tickets the second they went up, because I'm like, if anything's gonna sell out here, it's gonna be the IMAX. Hellfire brings up a good point of marketing, because I was talking to him the other day and he said he didn't even realize that there was a new Ghostbusters movie out because he hadn't seen any ads for it, any advertisement. And I was reading, people were discussing this online of like how people aren't watching live TV as much anymore. And so they're not getting those TV spots that say, in theaters now, in theaters tomorrow. Like the kind of like hit you on the head, go see the movie this weekend ads are not hitting people anymore.
It's weird that I get because several YouTube apocalypses, but like it's weird that they don't just advertise them on YouTube, such how YouTube's really pushing for ads nowadays.
They do but the thing with the ad problem for YouTube and social media is that they're tailor-made ads to your searches and experiences. So if you never search for Ghostbusters, you're never going to get an ad for Ghostbusters. And that, I think, is the one of the key problems, is that I see ads for Ghostbusters, or I see ads for Furiosa, but I'm watching videos about those things, so YouTube's going to recommend those and put those ads into my feed. Jojo Star says, I haven't had a bad theater experience, but so much effort to take the 20-minute ride to a theater, paying, getting snacks and all that, it's a major inconvenience. Yeah, definitely. It's a huge time sink, for sure. SSJ4 Jason went to the ET 40th anniversary IMAX release. I almost went to that, and then I ended up skipping it. Brendan Overland has not had problems at mall theaters. That's good, because I think mall theaters are fun. Falcons Tech says, my local theater charges $19 per person for Dolby Cinema, so 2 tickets are already more than a 4K Blu-ray. I can watch an infinite amount of times. Yeah, definitely. I spend more on going to the theater than I do on the Blu-ray later, which is why I got to be like really confident. Like, I want to see this before I go out to do it. AR said, not as good as Fury Road, but one of my Mad Max movies I've seen. It's number 2. I really did like Furiosa. I don't know, I'm not going to rank Mad Max movies because they're really different. Garfield isn't a Nickelodeon movie so much. It is a Paramount. No, it's not a Paramount.
Garfield is owned by Paramount.
It's owned by Paramount, but it was a Sony movie.
It was a Sony movie. Okay, yeah. It's kind of weird.
Yep. I
think that movie was in production before the Paramount buyout of Garfield. I think that's why, from what I understand.
Yeah. Mr. Tanuki says, I think Ghostbusters is still in the top 10 most profitable for the year so far. Yep, but it's pretty bleak. Like, Apes is 4, and it's at 300 million, and I'm like, this industry is cooked at the moment.
I think, isn't the most successful film right now currently is it Godzilla?
I think it's Godzilla vs. Kong, then Dune, then Kung Fu Panda 4, then Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And I don't remember what that is.
AKA DC. This is why your movie series failed. You need monkeys.
Exactly, yeah. Monkeys sell. Infinity Wartorn says, it is truly jarring when I do see or hear ads. I pay for the no ad tier on everything except Paramount Plus. Yeah, I tend to avoid ads too. I only pay ads on HBO Max, and I'm only keeping HBO Max because of Superman, which I haven't watched. I had to sell. Yesterday.
I had to sell my soul to watch. It's my major Superman. It's like, fine, I'll pay for the no ads for Max. Even though there's barren wastelands, they keep removing more and more stuff now.
MBBSU wanted to see Furiosa this weekend, didn't get a chance. I would say go out and try to see it if you can see it in a theater. It's a great experience. Great movie. It's a movie. LPH, I'm not an A-list member because I don't have an AMC theater anywhere near me.
I think also
you go to Regal like I do.
Yeah, it's all Regal and Cinemark here. There is one AMC theater, and it is in the War.
I much prefer Regal.
I would give to have Regal back.
I much prefer Regal over AMC.
Regal has a better popcorn.
I love seats.
Regal. Like I think AMC, you had to pay extra that you want seats like that. Regal, though, just everyone gets those like recliner seats, and the food is cheaper.
Oh my good.
The food is
Food is-
cheaper.
yeah, mhm.
No, because AMC theater seats are horrible. They're like pure 90 degrees. Like
I've not been in
so
an AMC theater in like 20 years.
I had to I only went to AMC when either due to convenient due to they have a time slot. If the movie has a time slot I can go at, or when there's no other, or like when we had to where we had to do something around the area, so might as well go to that theater.
Yeah.
Then we could do the stuff out after around the area. That's
Only thing I'll
But yeah.
say I gotta give AMC for is handicap seating is pretty good by me. But like I do prefer just the overall Regal size. I prefer the Regal food. Because like the Regals I've gone to that are still around in my area, they have bigger theaters overall, but like they have less handicap spots. But AMC, their theaters are smaller, but they're like, here's an entire spot for a wheelchair. This spot is larger than if you were to stick two electric wheelchairs next to each other and make an electric wheelchair couch. Like, it's ridiculous. I remember being dead center.
My
minus
IMAX
one.
at my Regal is like that, where they have 6 slots for wheelchairs.
I don't remember
In one
my
theater.
Regal had any wheelchair support, but like
my Regal IMAX, when the elevator's working, has an elevator. If you wanted to be sitting in your wheelchair in the top row, like if you wanted to sit up high, you could sit up at the top row.
My Regal has a balcony, and ironically enough, that's where the best wheelchair seats are, because the other wheelchair seats are dead set in the center by me. So like I always go to the elevator with my mother whenever we're going to like the Regal far away, and it's always like we're up on the high rise over everything, and I'm just like making a joke to sometimes when I see regulars that are like Fandango regulars, I'll be like, look at these little ants, and
I was worried that you'd be just Wardolph and just the Muppets. Yes,
no, it's the best way to explain it. I remember like one of my casual friends that I see at Fandango events. I was essentially like James Franco Goblin in Spider-Man 3, just looking down at them.
Yeah.
I was just looking down at them with the smug look. I was like,
Was it the smug look I imagine you with?
Yes. No, the smug look you imagine me with, I think, is Toriyama, right?
Yeah.
No, it was the James Franco Spider-Man 3 one.
I appreciate everybody sharing their theater experiences and options in the chat.
What's going on?
Wait, Soundout. I got a good one for you. Remember I told you when the Regal left my mall, they came in with this other generic brand. The chairs are so high, guys. They are so damn high that even if you're in one of those electric wheelchairs where the wheels turn into like a standing tower, still can't see over the top of the seats in front of you, and they're only in the back row. So if you're disabled, you are pretty much being screwed over. It's an ableist theater.
That sucks. That's terrible. I think the theaters. Master Ben said, "Did I hear Rugrats?" I don't think so. At least I hope not. Anyways, I think we're ready to move on to the news. What do you guys think?
Yep.
I like theater talk though, because I love hearing different perspectives on this.
What happened last week on the channel?
Last week on the channel we had the Wave 1 Sega Jakks Pacific figure review. So if you guys, welcome Sentai Ranger Donnie. If you guys want to check out the details on the werewolf, the axle, and the eye, that was a fun video. I had fun editing that one. I don't know why I put so much like flourish into it. I just felt like it. I was like, I'm gonna go record some footage of Altered Beast on my Switch. I just thought that'd be fun to slip in. And then I did the second Sentai showcase about Fancy Super Sentai Deluxe Mecha, which was kind of an odd topic, but I think I did good with it. I think I was happy with how it turned out. As for this week's videos, thank you Spindash for sending the Sentai video, Veka video. Was awesome. Oh yeah, my shorts last week. We had Kaiju number 8's figure art, and me calling out comic book collectors, including myself, on buying things that we don't like.
I relate because there's so many characters like I get a book they feature in just because they're in it. But because you never know when that character will appear again.
Exactly.
Me as
today,
a
today we just talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's me as a Silk and Elsa Bloodstone fan. It's like I starve. I must get
How many
my,
one-shots
so-
have I bought with Werewolf by Night in the last 5
And
years?
if you don't know what I'm talking about, Soundout, I bought these like when I found out these are like for like little kids.
They're like
But I'm
early
like,
readers books, yeah.
Yeah, they're like just. But man, I was like, but it's DC.
Are
Yeah.
those the one drawn by are those the one drawn by Ty Templeton?
I think so.
There's
He showed me
different
a
artists
picture. They look.
here.
They have the
It's
artist
the
listed?
Wonder Woman says Rick Farley.
Oh yeah, that's that one. Yeah.
The Batman one is Andy Tong, and
Are
the
there- are
Super
there-
Friends one is Eric Dosher.
Are some of them in like DCAU style, like Bruce Timm style, or no?
They're kind
Or
of
those
they're
books?
more they're cartoonier, but they look more bombastic and interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Kelsey should send
Batman
him
one
the photo.
very well illustrated. Yeah.
Yeah.
See if I can put
Jojo
it
Star
in
says
sync
Sentai Mecha video helped me understand the strange history of how Sentai Mecha get updated and changed over the years. Yeah, it was really weird because like I know like half that video is or most of that video is Sentai Artisan, and then there's just all these random little things around it.
How many people ask you about the full action Koryujin? Because I won't be sorry. Some people might consider that one also.
I mean, I
um,
mentioned it in the video
okay.
that I did mention at the end. I was like, oh, I didn't include full action Kyoryujin because that's not upgrading a DX toy. That's making a new DX toy. And I didn't get
the
any
remake.
comments about it. Yeah.
Yeah, surprise.
I'm surprised. But I did get comments about from a couple people saying that, oh, I didn't know that the Kariner Robo had the mass production version parts. Because they only because when you're looking for it online, you only ever see the General Suarez version because that's how it's packaged. The bonus parts were a separate
box.
Yeah. So I felt like it was informative. That's also showing the range of Sentai Showcase. The first video is all about like a collecting gimmick I thought was the best. The second video is like a history of upgraded mecha. So I thought that was kind of a fun way to do it.
And then there'll be an entire episode called Weapon Bitches.
It will be. It just won't be called that officially because YouTube algorithms. But yeah, Weapon Bitches is on the topic.
Small little dudes.
Yeah. This week's videos, I'm not sure what they are yet because the mail system got clogged thanks to.
Did you get your Digimon Season 2 set yet?
I do not have my Digimon Season 2 set yet, so I also don't have my Palomar. I did cover the special Onitajin in the video, Muteki. I didn't get my Digimon Blu-rays yet. I didn't get. I don't have the last part to Zabu yet. The Saber-tooth Tiger. I have everybody else but Cable because Cable's not here yet, so I can't.
Cable's like that. Cable's weird. The one I hear though is hard to get. It's on GameStop apparently now. I'm not surprised because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are getting that because it's a quote unquote 97 version also.
Yeah,
because that's
and
it's
also Marvel vs. Capcom version. So
you got two big audience for that one.
Mm-hmm. You know what, Hellfire? That's an option for the thumbnail. I might do that. I should write that down before I forget. Yeah, SJ4 Jason says, you want to bet there's a full action in Ingeno because of Go on Red being a Boom Boonger. I would think they would have announced it by now, or teased it or something, but it just kind of seems weird they didn't say anything, because I thought for sure that would happen.
Well, I'm curious because I guess it could work. I think it's ones you have to scrap the full. You have to scrap the engine and cell gimmick for 100% if you do a full action one.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know what this week's videos yet are. There was a different Onitajin than the sitting one. Are you sure you're not mixing it up with the mini plot because they did a shiny version? If you figured out Muteki, DM me later. So I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on Thief and Rao from Sandland to show up, and also Reno Ichikawa. So I don't know when they're coming because they got sent to the wrong DHL center, so they're being rerouted.
Whoops.
Magmatron's not here yet. Like, I'm just waiting on stuff. So I'm trying to figure out what videos to be put in the meantime, because I don't think stuff's going to come this week. But then next week I'll have, like, videos on new stuff to cover. So there's an unboxing that'll happen soon. Oh, I won a contest. I'm just going to mention this now. I won a contest. I got this Tycoon ID core from Shout Factory. Because they were running this Geeks contest, and they were like, "You won a Tycoon ID core." And I'm like, "Yay!" So
I don't know what to do with it.
I don't know what to do with it, but I may figure out.
I know what to do with it.
It looks like a forbidden. It looks like a forbidden candy.
It kind of does. It's all clear plastic. I'm probably
your
going to end
friend
up just
Wheels.
getting a Desire Driver at this point.
Just give it to Wheels, who already has the Desire Driver.
I don't want to give it to Wheels. It was my contest prize. It's so shiny. Oh, the all gold deluxe Onitaijin. Yeah, anything like the all gold
The
repaint
lucky
thing.
draw, lucky
I didn't
draws.
consider those like upgrades or fancy because those are just
like
yeah.
bonuses.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, no, I entered their contest that was like for the Geats Blu-ray thing, and then and they emailed me and they're like, you know, hey, you won this. You want to? And I verified the email was a correct one before sending them my address.
It's not like how on my birthday, a Hiya Toys scammer tried to scam me, but I immediately knew it wasn't them.
Yeah.
They even said, we'll DM you first before confirming who the winner is. They even say, before we announce the winner, we DM them to make sure they're legit. They say it in their rules. So the fact that the page was like, you won Ghidorah, I was like, that doesn't seem right. Let me check my DMs. I was like looking at my DMs to see if they messaged me.
Kaiju
I was the
1954 won
only
a
guy they
Blazar
tried
prize.
to
That's pretty
scam.
cool. Yeah, I ran into a scam. Coffin Comics also had somebody impersonating them, and I emailed them, and I was like, is this legit? And they're like, no, it's not. It's a scam. Please delete. Thanks for letting us know. So, yeah, Psycho's right. I have the ID core, but I don't own the Blu-ray, because I need to buy it eventually. I just don't want to yet. Spin Dash was talking about collecting the Geats line is cursed. Yeah, if I'm going to do Geats, it's going to be like base forms only.
Geats line is so bad because Bandai America / whatever they want to call it.
Well, no, Bandai Japan was the problem to begin with by making Tycoon's ID core a promo item.
You know, the second main character of the show.
Yep. It's funny how 2 years in a row, secondary writers have been screwed over. Tycoon's ID core is a promo item, and Rene's driver attachment's a P Bandai item. I don't know why they hate secondaries now. Oh yeah, Peacemaker said probably a video on its own, all black or all black and gold or all gold. Yeah, there's going to be like a repaint mecha video. It's in the list. That'll get to eventually. Master Ben's like, review every Spider-Man mold you own in one video. That could take an hour. Anyways.
Are you still getting comments for the X-Men video about missing the 5-pack? And
I am ignoring comments about the original X-Men 5-pack and what was it? Havoc. I'm ignoring those. I have responded to everybody that asked about Astonishing Kitty Pryde and Colossus, and it's because Kitty Pryde is a later version and Colossus is a later version than the team I was showing. And so I took the copied and pasted and responded to 4 people with the same exact words.
I forget, it's the Astonishing Colossus. Is that the one that came in the Warlock wave?
Yes,
or
that's the later version of the Astonishing team when they had the X symbols on their chests. Like, that's a different iteration. And so they did the later one when they got the X symbols in the chest, which was around, like, I think it was like after Siege, when they started doing that. So,
speaking of X-Men, I've been loving because since the Krakow era is ending, there's been people talking about like your favorite moments of Krakow, and there's some great out of context panels I've been seeing. I mean, one of them makes me want to read a book. Is well, I think it was Exterminators. I think it's one of the comics.
That book is wild.
I kind of love how wild that book is from what I've seen of it.
It's like it's a drunk girl comedy comic. Like it's like The Hangover, but with women, and they're all mutants, and they go beat up a vampire, and it is I'm like, I don't know why they say it's in continuity. I wish it wasn't, because it plays better not being in continuity.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with. I don't know. This seems like in canon for Tabby to see Tabby.
It's in canon for Tabitha. It's the way Laura acts in that book is so weird.
I just see that how I could get flashbacks when I was reading Next Wave. Now it was the same thing.
Yeah, it's like Next Wave in a lot of ways. I
love Next Wave.
I was mixed on parts of that book, but I liked parts of the other thing. You know, the other thing, before we get off on a huge tangent, is that the best part about out of context Krakoa era panels is when you get like just the most insane stuff, and you're like, why is all of this like acting like this? And it's like, it's so funny because like I've read it all in context, and seeing people react to the out of context, I'm like, you know what? There's some of these I don't want to tell people the context for because they'll be mad about it.
I think my favorite
they're
part,
better out of context.
my favorite part about X-Men discussion, ever since '97, for season finish, is people going like, Spider-Man's about like a real, a common man getting superpowers. Avengers all about like co-workers teaming up. X-Men's just horny.
Yes. I mean, it is. X-Men is like the horniest soap opera drama that sometimes is a superhero story.
I just love hearing that. Just compares.
Yep.
It's so funny.
It is. Jamie's World, welcome. I think we should get on to the big Ultraman Tiga news. You guys ready for this? Boom.
Yep.
It's Ultraman
Tag and
Tiga,
wheels.
the complete series on Blu-ray from Mill Creek for July 30th.
What's going on? Is cats and dogs living together? Has the world finally ended?
Mill Creek signed a new deal. That's pretty much. I mean, that's all we got. 697 minutes. That doesn't count.
I love it.
It does mention the series
genre.
plus movie, but was that
Also genre horror?
genre horror? Yeah, they put all the Ultraman stuff in horror, which I mean that fits for Ace.
In the kaiju perspective, it is.
It is, yes. So we haven't got an official announcement yet. Someone asked Jeff Gomez on Twitter if it was real, and he said, "Shh." So
Yeah, probably can't comment yet because
can't comment yet. Possibly it's coming out July 30th, but we saw this with the last few releases where they say a date and then when they finally announce it, it's like 2 months later. So we may be getting it at the end of July. We may not. We'll see. It's got the same $39.99 list price.
I get 20 on like Amazon and everywhere else.
So it'll be pretty good. Peacemaker says no new generation Ultra Fight. I think it's gonna get bundled in with other Ultra Fights if they do it.
Like a big new generation Ultra Galaxy Fight pack like the Zero set.
Mm-hmm. And so I think with this, it's going to be Taiga. It's going to be the movie. It'll finish off that era of shows, really. And
It's gonna.
I was going to say it is going to be the first time that Taiga has been officially released in English.
Yeah, it'd be the series because the movie was on Ultraman Connection.
Also, I find it funny that Ultraman Connection's like we're taking our video portion away, and then suddenly, like a few weeks later, hey, here's your Taiga movie Blu-ray.
Yep. So, then follow up with Zet, I'm pretty sure. I won't be surprised if Zet will include the dub also, just be a multi-language release like the movies.
I think it will. Yeah, if there's a dub, they're going to include it. If they have the whole thing. Jeremy Carr says, "Yet no Gridman Universe." Yeah, if only Gridman Universe was being handled by a competent company and not.
It's so bizarre. It's been almost a year. It's been like a year now.
Has it been a year since it appeared on airplane flights?
No, not airflight, but in Japan, like in theaters. It's been a year now.
It was in theaters in like February 2023, and
yeah.
I mean, they announced it at Anime Expo last year that it was coming out in North America officially, and outside of United Airlines, it hasn't.
Like, because it can't be like because they want to dub it, because I'm pretty sure it's been done now. Like,
it has to be done by now if they announced it last July.
Yeah.
How long does it take to dub a movie?
Not that long, because especially since all these actors are still working with Crunchyroll and all their other stuff, so it's just baffling that it's not here yet.
It's as baffling as Star Trek Prodigy Season 2 being 100% completed and done and having aired in France, and yet Netflix doesn't even have a date for when it's coming out.
Yep. Gotta love it.
Yep. You guys got any thoughts on this Ultraman Taiga Blu-ray before we move on?
It's great. It's great. It's back.
Wheels, how do you feel about Taiga?
Well, it was better than Rube, that's for sure.
Well, that's not show quality.
I like Rube, but anyways.
But
Taiga was one of those ones that a lot of people slept on only because it wasn't simulcast like Rube.
Yeah.
But then, like, some people said they didn't like it because it felt too safe. And I'm like, I don't know.
Oh no, it was not a safe show. It took a lot of creative risks. It really did.
Quality, opinions of the show aside, it's great to see them back.
Yeah, I'm just glad Mill Creek's back.
I mean, I think Traeger is a weak point of that show, but it's overall a really great series.
Mm-hmm. I really like it. It's one of my favorites, actually.
Sadly, I doubt the voice drama is not going to be in there, which is unfortunate because they have backstories of Fuma and Titus in those.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of that is one of the things I gotta say I hate about a lot of these tokusatsu shows is the fact that they produce the voice dramas.
I'm glad
of,
they
like,
stopped
podcast
doing
radio
those.
shows
Mhm.
I'm
because,
glad they
like,
stopped.
then
Oh,
Super
Blue
chat.
Baron dropped a super chat. Did you ever talk about the Lost 4 Kids Ultraman Tiga dub finale being found recently? I did mention that when that
Yes.
happened.
Yes, we did mention it.
Yeah.
It's pinned in our Land of Light
Yes.
channel on our Discord server.
And the Super Riot is continuing dubbing because they did a simul dub for Blazar, and they're doing one for Arc, so they are doing dubs.
We don't know if they're going to dub Decker and Trigger. Those are up in the air. I'm pretty sure Zet was a test run for Blaze, because I'm pretty sure they were probably commissioned the same time.
Yeah.
Won't be surprised. Blazar and Zet. It just Zet was meant to be like a test run to see, okay, how well will this do, and it did very
And
well.
they went with a
Blaze
overwhelmingly popular show like Zet.
And then Blazar, was day one, Simon dub. So yeah, I think they're good. Think they're continuing. I'm not sure they're gonna go back and do Trigger and Decker. But we'll just see, I guess.
I will say, for everyone speculating on what's coming next, I know nothing. I got absolutely no info on like what else is coming besides Taiga.
Well, I mean, what's coming next is obviously called Ultraman: The Rising on Netflix on June 14th.
Yes, that's true.
Announced after that.
We do know that. Yeah, after that, it's a little bit up in the air. I'm excited for Milk Creek to be back. I will be back doing videos when Taiga comes out. I'll do a video on it.
Maybe you should do like a reevaluation of them, since some of your old videos on the sets
I
are
might do like
dated.
a let's recap and go, oh wow, yeah, no, things could have been worse. Look at Crunchyroll. Anyways, let's move on to comic news. The G.I. Joe compendium hardcover. Mill Creek has gotten some Netflix stuff before, Mr. Tanuki. Yeah, they've expressed interest in the Ultraman anime, the Production IG anime. So yeah, they're just waiting on the contract to be available. All right, the G.I. Joe compendium hardcover Kickstarter launches tomorrow. For those interested, we'll talk about all the details next week, in terms of pricing and contents and stuff. But they sent out this email that included some images showing the spines for volumes 2 through 4 of both the G.I. Joe and Cobra editions. So for G.I. Joe, you're getting Snake Eyes on Volume 1, Scarlet on Volume 2, Stalker on Volume 3, and Duke on Volume 4. And then for Cobra, you're getting Cobra Commander on Volume 1, Serpentor on Volume 2, Baroness on Volume 3, and Storm Shadow on Volume 4. And from what we understand, you get to choose a G.I. Joe set or a Cobra set. I don't think you can mix and match, but we'll see.
So if you were to back this, which one you're getting personally? Cobra. Is it because Serpentor?
It's because of Serpentor. He's one of my favorite G.I. Joe characters. And he's also like my favorite Cobra villain, and the reason why is because of this comic book. I don't think Serpentor lived up to his hype in the show, but he did in the comic.
I'm not sure it was intention, but I kind of like the boxes look very much like the classified style.
They do, yeah.
I'm not sure that's like a whole design guide kind of thing, but still looks nice.
And the reason why they picked Snake Eyes, Scarlet, Stalker, and Duke is that, because people may not know this, but Stalker is one of the most important main characters of this run.
I'm really glad he's a major player in the Energon universe.
Yeah.
Joe.
Exactly. So, like, some people have mentioned, like, Lady J or Gung Ho or Shipwreck. They're not that important to the comic run in the grand scheme. They're in it, but they're not as important as... I think these are 4 important Joes overall. Mm-hmm. And I think these are 4 important Cobras. But yeah, if I was going to get a set, which I'm not sure because I got to see what the price is, and some more details, I would get this set because of Serpentor. So
this one, just quick, since it's on topic. You have any thoughts on Energon Universe, Duke, and Cobra now they're fully done?
Just fantastic stuff. I have tried every Arrow G.I. Joe comics that Larry Hama hasn't written. I've never gotten one to hook me, but Joshua Williamson did great stuff with Duke and Cobra Commander, and I'm like, oh, we actually... I feel like finally have a G.I. Joe comic not written by Larry Hama that's actually legitimately well-rounded good.
Now, like, as someone who's really want to get into G.I. Joe more, those comics are some of my favorite. Like, I already like Joshua Williams' writing in general, because I really love his Superman run. But like those 2 books are some of my favorite. I love how he characterized Duke and Cobra Commander.
And I'm so excited that Kelly Thompson's writing Scarlet. That is the most exciting thing.
I essentially... I fully read the first trade of Kelly Thompson's Captain Marvel. I love that book. It really pushed
Kelly
Carol...
Thompson does not miss. She
Yeah,
is one of the most solid
her
writers.
she really Carol was a character that I always enjoyed but never really got into. But after reading her first run, really bumped Carol, I think, into one of my favorite Marvel characters. Where it's really frustrating that our Marvel Legends are so hard to get.
Yep. Yeah, no, Kelly Thompson on Kate Bishop, fantastic. Her Birds of Prey right now is fantastic. Like, she's amazing.
She made Jeff the Land Shark.
She made Jeff Landshark. Yeah, exactly. So I'm excited for her doing Scarlet, and I forget who's writing Destro, but I'm excited for Destro as well.
I like when I see the pages of Destro.
Mm-hmm. All right, speaking of comic books by great creators, Jonathan Hickman and Greg Capullo on Wolverine Revenge.
Two legendary writers working together.
Well, you got Jonathan Hickman is like top legendary writer. Greg Capullo is a top artist.
And
both of them doing Wolverine comic. That's also going to have a red band explicit edition as well, if you want more violence. This is going to be a 5-issue miniseries starting in August, and I'm so excited.
Oh man, Jonathan Hickman, such a great writer. If you're not reading the current Ultimate Spider-Man, people read it. It's such great stuff. Also, check out the Doom one shot he wrote with what's the main writer of the, because he only
looking it up because Hickman kind of did he helped with it, but it was more because it was what is it? Sanford Green. Sanford Green did the art and also the story plotting.
That Doom one shot it's the most like, oh my god, they went too hard on this book, because my god, the writing and the art in that Doom one shot is some of the rawest stuff I see on Marvel in a while. So great.
Cordell Stevens said Jonathan Hickman carrying Marvel on his back. It's true. You put Hickman's name on something, I'm showing up.
I think some people go like, man, Jonathan Hickman's gonna, once the Ultimate stuff is done, Hickman's gonna get out of Marvel. I don't think Marvel's gonna let him go.
Yeah, I think Marvel's gonna keep bumping his price point. I like how the cover shows you the difference in the red band, because the regular has like green blood on Wolverine from the dinosaur, but the red band has the red blood. They've been doing this lately. The Blood Hunt, a bunch of the Blood Hunt stuff. There's like a red band explicit edition. It's more violent. There's a Werewolf by Night miniseries coming up that'll come out in regular. And,
really?
No. The Werewolf by Night is only an explicit version.
I'm gonna check it out then.
Yeah,
I always been meaning to get more.
There's a Werewolf by Night Blood Hunt one shot, and then that same creative team is doing a Werewolf by Night miniseries.
I've been meaning to get back to Werewolf, because I really love. I read before the Disney Plus series, the Disney Plus special. I read on Marvel Limited the original Werewolf by Night stuff, and that was great stuff. Been meaning to get back to Werewolf by Night.
Some of the best Marvel stuff is Werewolf by Night, which is so weird because it seems like such a weird premise. But
I mean, hey, we talk about we talk about with Thursday Short about characters getting stuff. Characters we like. I'm gonna pick up that Blood Hunters comic they announced, because Elsa's in it. Because that's gonna be like the first main book she's gonna have since I think Next Wave. It's in like a one shot or guest cameos. Like, finally,
it's funny because I look at Blood Hunt and I'm like, oh, all my favorite characters are all over this event. So I'm trying to decide, like, do I buy any of the Blood Hunt stuff, or do I just wait 2 years and get an omnibus?
Yeah, I mean, it's vampires. It's your favorite.
It's vampires, and Jed McKay's writing the main event. So I'm like,
yep.
What I might do though is I think I'm going to pick up the Werewolf by Night one shot, since it leads into the new series. I'm going to read the rest of it on Marvel Unlimited, and then in 2 years when they put out an omnibus of the whole event, I'll just buy the omnibus. That'll be my print copy. Yeah, let's see. ARG and Marco brings up a great point. Werewolf by Night is one of those known characters, so Marvel doesn't control as much as on the big books. Same thing with Ghost Rider. Like, Ghost Rider is consistently good, and Werewolf by Night is consistently good, and Silver Surfer's consistently good, because Marvel's like, oh yeah, they're known enough we can sell a comic, but they're not like our main brand synergy players, so we're not really going to tell anybody what to do.
Yeah, like, you know, like, just one thing I like about what Marvel currently is, I feel like they're taking more chances on, unless you're Spider-Man. They're taking a little more like creative, like they're letting the creators do their work. Unless you're Spider-Man, at least Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Like, my thing always is if you're like, oh, Marvel Comics sucks right now, and I'm like, yeah, okay, the sucky part is the fact that everything's like a miniseries, but there are legitimately great Marvel books. You just have to go past the top layer. Like, get past the Spider-Man, get past the Captain America. get into like the other characters, and there's some
No,
really good
I
stuff.
mean, I heard pretty decent things about the current Cap book.
I've heard
I
mixed.
some
I've heard different opinions on it, and I haven't jumped in. I haven't decided to read it yet. I don't know if I will.
I
but-
mean, I think some people really. I mean, I read the newest Spider-Gwen book, and I think some people go hiss it at it because it's Gwen in 616
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But like, I think the story they're telling is interesting, and I like the writing of it. So like, I don't mind keep reading that book.
It's like if you get past the marketing, you can find a lot of really great comics.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
yeah.
it's not like DC. I'm so frustrated DC right now, because if we were talking about miniseries, that was pretty much all done on DC, which like that's great for me getting to DC comics. But like, once those series are done, it's kind of a barren void
Yeah.
currently.
Like
And
Green
nothing
Arrow was the
else-
only one that survived miniseries status into an ongoing.
Yeah, because man, half the current books are announcing are just half Batman Elseworlds, and I don't care.
Oh, I know. They're like, new Elseworlds brand. I'm like, great. And they're like, everything's Batman. I'm like, okay, I don't care anymore.
Like, we announced they announced, we're doing the long Halloween like continuation or ending, and like I don't care.
Yeah, Hey,
It's like I'm
Crossy,
I like Batman. I like what Chip
Mm.
Zdarsky's writing in the main book, but I don't. But like, I like a lot of some of the other Bat family books, but I don't care. Like, I don't want to keep reading Batman constantly.
Yep.
It's so tiring. Like Superman doesn't have as many books right now versus Batman.
I know.
It's
I'm reading all the Superman books, but I'm not reading any Batman books right now. I dipped on all of them. I was like, I can't do it anymore. Mr. Tanuki, yes, that Peter Parker's Green Goblin thing, I don't know the context. I'm not reading Spider-Man. I'll put myself through it. Cordell is reading old DC stories. That is a good... I'm reading the 2007 Booster Gold comic right now. It's great.
Oh man, you want to talk about old comics?
I want to talk about new comics, but quick side tangent, and we'll move on.
Me and my friend, just to get because the new Ultimates is coming out next month. We decided to read the first arc of the original Ultimates by Mark Millar, and God, that's some of the worst. That's some of the worst stuff I ever read. Like, how does it sell well? Because my
early
God,
2000s edginess sold. It really did. That's
like,
about it.
The pop culture references are so annoying because like unlike current the current books where it's just it feels like in character for like Miles and Genki have a Crunchyroll account and watch Jujutsu Kaisen. That makes sense for the characters. Like you're in the Ultimates, like what actors would cast each other like or something like that.
Yeah, Ultimates was very post 9/11.
And the Hulk is bleh. It's
Yep.
so awful. Awful, and my God, that Hank and Janet issue is one of the most grossest things I ever read.
No, it's not even the grossest thing that they do.
I know. I know.
All right, let me run through the chat comments real quick because I can just rapid fire these, and then we're gonna move on with the news. Paul Trek says I'm really into the new Conan run. Conan's always great. I think Conan is another thing that brings out the best. Hellfire, I would recommend old Ultimate Spider-Man. It has some awkward stuff like the Wolverine body swap issue, but it's pretty solid out of the old Ultimate stuff. Masterbin says you read the current Flash run. I read it on DC Universe. I'm a month behind, but I'm keeping up with it, even though I don't like it that much.
I'm gonna say I totally skipped it because I was mad that Jeremy Adams was being kicked out, and I didn't like the preview images from Flash 900, so I just totally just.
I'm not like super digging it. I'm just trying to keep up with Flash, but I'm not buying it. I'm just reading it on DC Universe. Crossy says out of the boutique Blu-ray labels, which would you say is the best? I love Discotek, but I gotta say that Arrow Video is I think the best because they have the biggest variety and the best.
Arrow Video, I think Discotek is definitely. I think Discotek, while still like the best of the anime stuff, I think they still.
If you don't like anime or Toku, there's nothing for you at Discotek. Whereas I think Arrow has something for everybody.
I think it's more they still kind of unlike Arrow. It feels like they still have to kind of listen to the parent companies a lot more in terms of either what they get or such like that. Like
I have an Arrow Video American Werewolf in London Blu-ray that has 10 times the runtime of bonus features than the actual movie.
Yeah,
that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
Yeah, Arrow feels a little more independent because Discotek, I feel like with them getting more bigger franchises, they are a little bit more shackled.
And because they are working with Japanese companies, primarily, they do get shackled even more. It's just how it goes. But, all right, let's see. Donnie Waldman's got the Galaxy Brain idea, not really reading Marvel or DC, but reading Massiveverse, because Massiveverse is great. Muteki, don't ask me about Paul. Captain America saying the A doesn't stand for France is aged like milk. Yeah, that exactly sums up a lot of the problem I have with the old Ultimate Universe.
I think with the whole indie Marvel DC, I think some people are really anti-mainstream comics. I understand why, but I feel like that's kind of unfair for the creators that do have full freedom versus like, you know, I think like, yes, you know, indies are always, you know, they have the full 100% freedom, definitely, but like I feel like that.
But there's also some traps in that where you don't get as much, you don't have anybody backing you but yourself, and so it can be really hard to keep up.
It's with Marvel DC, there's still genuine fantastic books, even with, you know, the company restrictions. I will be the biggest champion of Joshua Williams' Superman run. I am absolutely loving that comic.
I'm loving it.
That comic does everything right for me, and it's so great. And there's like, you know, stuff like that, and you know, stuff like Blue Beetle, the current Blue Beetle, which, you know, that's a fantastic book that DC just killed. And such. I feel like,
but I will say, when it comes to, you talk about like indies versus the big two, and I really want to move on to the news soon. But the indies versus the big two, when an indie book ends, it ends. It's over. It's done. With a big two character like Blue Beetle, right? Like Blue Beetle's done for now, but like they're gonna revive Blue Beetle eventually because there's marketability there. They'll get some new creative team, you see a new take on it. And for the same thing, like I don't like the current Flash run, but the next Flash run could be good. That's the kind of stuff that is beneficial to those two big universes.
Yeah, like, you know, Zeb Wells Spider-Man sucks, but like, you know, I feel like, you know, when the next
there's plenty of Spider-Man in the past. There'll be new ones in the future.
You know, again, like I feel I'm one of the few people that will think that the Dan Slott run, even with all his fault, was still decent at the end of the day.
Yeah, it just ran too long.
Yeah,
same with Fantastic Four run was the same way. It just ran too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mass Radiant just got Void Rivals and Transformers Volume 1 for Energon Universe. It's amazing. Yeah, I do highly recommend those. Yeah. Anyways, let's get it's just like I think the last thing I'll say on big universe stuff. Al Ewing on Immortal Hulk. Al Ewing on everything.
Yeah, Al Ewing's another great writer.
The same thing is that with the big universes is that there's going to be good books, there's going to be bad books, but there's always going to be books, and I think that's always the best thing. Because I think, you know, it's like Marvel and DC support the whole industry. If they go down, the whole thing goes down.
I think also, like, you know, with indie, you know, just with any book in general, if you like, even if the book is indie, there's still like a chance that it's not going to be great if it's not in your taste. Same with
I've read some bad indie books too. Yeah. I will say the last thing too. For me, as someone who's been reading comic books my entire life, I look at each comic in and of itself and not like, oh, how does this fit in the giant landscape timeline of the overall DC universe or Marvel universe?
Yeah, same.
Because it's too much. It's not all going to line up, and I'd rather just take each book on its own.
I would say, I feel like the event, like, you know, back if we were talking about mid 2000s, the events stuff were like so bad, but like nowadays, I feel like both companies have gotten a bit better with their event books in terms of they not feel like world changing. You must read it to understand what's going to change.
I skipped so many events and I've been fine.
Yeah, like Blood Hunt's happening right now for Marvel, but yet like, you know, it's just you're just gonna get tying issue with Spider-Man or someone fighting a vampire. Nothing major, for example. I mean, like House of Brainiac.
It's not like everything leads into Infinite Crisis. Everything leads into Final Crisis. Like, it's
and even like something like DC with Absolute Power. Only like I think Green Arrow and Superman and Batman are really tying into, and Wonder Woman tying into Absolute Power. But like some other books don't, you know. And even then, it's like slight small stuff, not like back in the day where it feels like you need to read the tie-in issues to understand what's going on with the major event story, pretty much.
All right, before we move on, and I do mean it this time, Common Pikachu says, curse you, Soundout, for getting me to pre-order the 90s Common movies. They're great movies. You won't regret it. And Crossy Aussie, I have heard that Guyver's getting a 4K. I got it on order. I will be doing a video. It's next month, I think. All right, speaking of things that have been coming a long time, Ultraman Cross Avengers is finally coming out. This was announced like almost 2 years ago, I think, at this point. Kyle Higgins and Matt Groom were like, we wrote it. We don't know what's going on. And it's finally coming out starting in August. It will be a 4-issue miniseries where the Avengers meet Ultraman and they're going to fight together, and it's going to be cool. And I'm
I
excited.
think because they're probably waiting for the tie-in with Ultraman Rising.
I
feel
think
like
so.
it's the reason why they delayed it so much.
Yeah, I think there may have been a contract thing too as well. So
I do love like in One Ultra you see like Fing Fang Foom versus Ultraman, but then the Avengers fight Zerabob. It's like yeah, Zerabob is an Avengers level threat.
Yeah, Zerab is an Avengers level threat, and Ultraman can solo Fing Fang Foom. That just shows you the power scaling right there, which I think is really fun.
Also, some people point out I think some things might have changed because I think in some of the initial images we saw Ultraman cross Avengers, I think they had
Yes.
Peter, but now they have Miles.
Yeah, they put Miles in instead of Peter. Yeah.
All
right. I'm going to move us along because we have a tendency to talk comics along. Power Rangers Infinity is in a one-shot coming up. This is I love this cover. It's like Zeltrax said, it's a good equivalent. It's Power Rangers Akiba Ranger. So here's the covers. This is going to be a one-shot with the most fun-looking group of people. I mean, they just look delightful.
David Bear as a ranger.
Lovable bear. So this is, the official description is led by a diehard Power Rangers fangirl named Lola. A ragtag group of Rangers across the grid known as the Infinity Force join forces to stop the villainous Poisandra who's managed to travel across the multiverse. I mean, putting Poisandra as the villain in this is perfect. Like, the vibe of this is going to be kind of fun, crazy, goofy one-shot, and I'm all here for it.
I just get all I can get vibes from is the Marvel Hostess ads. I just think of Aunt May becoming the golden oldie.
Yeah, it's like it's stuff like that. And Spendash says the foil cover is the Blue Omega Ranger Yale's helmet cover.
That's a weird Ultra cover.
Yeah, they're trying to get the foil covers out before everything resets or whatever. So I think it's just kind of fun. This looks fun, and I'm excited for it. It's different. I always like different and new. Even when I don't like what ends up coming out, like I like seeing something different and new. Even it's like Ranger Academy, where I'm like, but at least Ranger Academy felt fresh. And I think that's the key example here. So it's time to move on to entertainment news. We got a couple topics here. First things first. Disney has snapped up Star Trek Picard Season 3 showrunner Terry Matalas to now be the showrunner for the Vision series for 2026. And I just wanted to tell a story. I was listening to a podcast about 2.5 months ago. It was about Star Trek 3, and it was a debate between people that didn't like Star Trek 3 and people that did like Star Trek 3. And the people that didn't like Star Trek 3 were the Inglorious Trexperts podcast. And their guests were two people that liked Star Trek 3, which was Star Trek Picard Season 3 showrunner Terry Matalas and Marvel Studios CEO and president Kevin Feige. And in that podcast, Kevin Feige said, "I really liked Picard Season 3. You did a great job, Terry." And I was like, Terry Matalas is going to get a Marvel gig if Star Trek doesn't lock him down for something else. And yep, he got a Marvel gig, so he's doing the Vision show. It's not officially called Vision Quest, but it probably is. It involves White Vision.
So how long is this WandaVision? Have you waiting for a follow-up for White Vision?
I mean, WandaVision was 2021, and this will be... So 5 years later? 5 years later, here's your White Vision. I still don't know why this isn't just going straight into be a West Coast Avengers show. Whatever. I don't make the deals. I just wanted to point out that sometimes being on a podcast can get you gigs.
I'm glad they're finally finished because I feel like
it was too much of a open-ended thing. They couldn't just leave it. Right?
I feel like with the MCU, MCU with the whole TV shows and movies thing right now is I feel like I thought I bring a good point about how the post-credit scenes nowadays are just feels like, oh look, it's A-listed up as this character that's related to this character instead of like actual tease the next movie. And I feel like that's the same thing. Whereas like, guys, look, it's White Vision from the comics. Will we follow up on it? I don't know, maybe eventually. Kind of thing. That's the problem with those the current post-credit scenes with Marvel.
Definitely.
Scenario,
and I'm glad that we're following up on this. And I think Terry Matalas being the showrunner means this should be pretty solid. And like Mr. Tanuki said, and a couple others have said, He's probably going to get some Star Trek actors on it because he tends to do that. Because he had a bunch of actors from 12 Monkeys being Star Trek Picard, so it's kind of a thing.
Somehow Xavier comes from another universe to join on this quest.
I mean, it would be pretty cool, though. I think...
Charles Xavier here. I don't know.
I think it's pretty cool. So it's... I don't know. That's all I had on that. I just wanted to do Star Trek news because all other Star Trek news is kind of depressing. Except there was one piece of good Star Trek news. I didn't put it as a news topic. But the Starfleet Academy series cast its first actor, and it's Holly Hunter, and she's playing the Chancellor of the Starfleet Academy. And I'm like, all right, you sold me. All it took was Holly Hunter. Anyways, we talked about this last week with the Beast Machine soundtrack, and we were speculating if they could release a Beast Wars soundtrack. And you know what? Here's the thing. It's coming out June 28th. So it's going to be released digitally. It's been confirmed. We are getting the Beast Wars soundtrack. So the rumor that it was lost turned out not to be true. It is listed at being 14 tracks. Thank you very much, Smith the Crow, for letting me know I didn't switch my title cards. I appreciate that. MJ Klein, I don't think there's any Doctor Who news this week. I didn't see any. But we are getting Beast Wars, and it is 14 tracks, which means I imagine it'll be all the Beast Wars exclusive tracks and none of the tracks they recycled from Reboot.
Well, it's called... people need to realize that Beast Wars didn't have a big budget.
Nope. So if you go listening to it, like, where's this track? Where's this track? Where's this track?
Check Reboot.
Go check the Reboot soundtrack, yeah.
Wasn't there some news about Reboot about them finding the masters, I heard?
They
recently?
found the master tapes for Reboot like a few months ago, but they're on D1 videotape, and they finally got 3 machines, and they imported them from Germany to Canada, and now they have to get them repaired, so it's kind of a process. So, but this album should include the theme song, I imagine. So,
what do you think?
Blue Baron says recycling. Oi. A lot of companies recycle music between shows, especially kid shows.
It's so funny watching X-Men.
Digimon, Spider-Man, Masked Rider.
It's one of these where it's like watching X-Men 92, and it's like, man, I could hear the Rasterman in a lot of tracks. That guitar riff is so recognizable.
And it's funny too, because Espendesh mentioned, I forgot to mention this as a news topic. The X-Men 97 soundtrack came out, but it doesn't have everything because they made so much music for the show, and they're hoping.
I know. I was listening to that. I'm like, where's the track for the finale? I'm looking for that track. Like,
apparently they were trying to get more songs into it, but they only got the budget for that many songs to be released. So. And Hellfire mentioned, do we figure out what happened to the missing track in the Beast Machine soundtrack? No, I haven't solved this mystery yet, because the Beast Machines album we got was 10 tracks, but the press release for it mentioned 11 tracks.
That's either a typo or it somehow got disintegrated when...
Yeah, it may be a typo. Maybe they thought track 11 was Fat Planet, and then they realized they don't actually own that song.
Yep.
All right. Bakuage Sentai Boom Boonger.
That hardware stuff owns it now.
What was that?
That hardware stuff owns it now.
Yeah. Bakuage Sentai Boom Boonger's 6th Ranger, BoonViolet, has been revealed. Going for a different aesthetic on the suit, which I kind of dig. And a lot of people have been comparing him to Bible Man, and I had to Google what Bible Man was.
Don't know Bible
I heard
Man?
that.
Hey, I grew up with Bible Man.
I have no idea what Bible Man is.
Harry's dad was Bible Man.
Oh yeah, Mr. Sticky says we're still waiting for the Doctor Who Series 10 soundtrack. Hey, you know what? Star Wars Rebels Season 3 and 4 soundtracks finally got released after 8 years of fans bugging Disney for it.
I would say I think I like the suit more. I mean, the helmet I'm still not big on, but I think the suit I like more because I feel like it's what the main suits were trying to go for with the whole racer look. But I feel like I feel like it works better because I think my problem with the main ones is I feel like the white section was a bit too much, and they didn't continue the design of the upper chest throughout the whole body.
It is nice.
So I know what you mean. Like it doesn't. Yeah. Like the other Rangers are like what like. Just their pants are basically just sweats.
Pretty much, yeah.
They have like a colored shoulder, and the rest is
at least
white,
here it's a consistent design, man. Like Darklaw was saying.
Also, here's his buddy robot Boon Diesel,
which he looks like a Formula 1 car. What it looks like he's gonna turn into.
Yeah, he's got a Formula 1
design.
helmet. I like him too, and he's also named after Vin Diesel because this show is so Fast and the Furious.
Is it as shown in anime as Fast and Furious?
Basically. It is going to be. He's going to BoonViolet will debut in the 16th episode, set to air June 16th, 2024. This is BoonViolet's civilian form. He was just in Gotchard. The actor was. Jojo, sorry I missed the Transformers news. We're running slow as usual. We're very behind. Anyways, this is gonna. I think what's the character's name? BoonViolet is Homura Sakito, a hitman who's been away from his homeworld of Earth for the last 10 years, adventuring with his partner robot Boon Diesel. So, and Boon Diesel is a retired racer, so they should be fun. I think it's cool.
Man, I think we're gonna have to kill this guy. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Diesel, I think we need to kill this guy.
That's definitely their dynamic. I feel.
I love that meme.
That meme. Didn't that meme start from like a Steven Universe like quote or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You guys ready for Bandai toy news? Because I'm not. There's so much. There's so much. I gotta say, I know that the Japanese economy isn't doing well, and Bandai's just throwing anything at the wall to see what will stick. But
we know the economy's not doing that well. That they have to screw over convention goers.
Yeah, point is, Bandai is throwing so much merch at the wall right now that it's been hard to keep up with, but we're gonna try. Okay, we're gonna try. You guys ready? All right, rapid fire time. Let's go. Bandai toy news. All right, so they're releasing a complete selection modification V-buckle that only comes with a couple decks and cards that aren't compatible with the drag visor. If you want more decks for that belt, there are 4 deck sets, and they don't make any damn sense. I don't know who decided pairings.
Yeah, I was say.
What is going on?
The only one that makes sense is the one to the bottom right.
The volume 4 is the only one that makes sense with Verde, Fam, and Ryuga, because those are the 3 movie and special writers, right?
Yeah.
Why is Emperor in set 2 with Guy and not with Tiger? Who work together?
Why is Raya not with Guy?
Yeah, why is Raya not with Guy and then with Odin? So that way you have like...
Well, shouldn't the shark dude be with Fem and Ryuga?
Yeah. Abyss should be with Fam, Ryuga, and Verde. And then deck set 1 should be like Ryuki, Scissors, and the blank deck. And then set 2 should be like Knight, Survive, Guy, and Raya. And then the third set should be Odin, Tiger, and Emperor. Yeah, that would make a lot more sense.
I feel like my only guess what the set's for made just cosplay friendly, because if you don't want the cards with the holes in them.
And I think it's like it's something like that because they didn't have holes in the CSM cards, they had RFID chips.
All right, yeah.
I get why they're making them. I just don't get the assortments. Like the assortments don't make any sense.
Well, because these are just the decks, right?
Yeah.
Because did they
decks with the cards?
Did they re-release the V-buckle on a cheaper, like with only? Okay, so
the missing decks, which was Ryuki, Knight, Zolda, and Oja, came with it was a less expensive V-buckle, and it came with those 4 decks and their cards. Yeah, so these are just add-ons.
I guess that's why these cards can be read with the drag visor because if you bought the budget-friendly one that doesn't come with the drag visor, what's the point of having these cards be readable if you don't have the drag visor?
And those cards weren't readable either, so it's the budget-friendly version, and then these are the budget-friendly decks to go with them. But the budget-friendly deck sets are like 9,000 yen a piece or something, so... Woo. Next up, the Kamen Rider 03 driver unit and 03 Progrise key is officially up for order on Premium Bandai. It is going to cost 5,940 yen, releasing in November. It will have attacks and voice sound effects from Izu and Arc. So you get, your driver unit. It plugs on the same way 02's driver unit does, and you use the Progrise key, and it does all the sounds and stuff from the Kamen Rider Outsiders series, where it appears, and boy, you know it, I'm going to buy it.
Are you going to get it? Because I know you collect Progrise keys.
Yes, I do collect Progrise keys, and they can get me with a Kamen Rider V3 homage. Oh, and Psycho says it's Zaya, not Izu. That's right. It's Zaya and Arc that are in it. Anyways, I'm going to get it one way or another at some point, and then eventually do that retrospective on all the Progrise keys.
And then as soon as you release the video, a new 01 product comes out.
I like it. I hate this. This is what is this officially called? Because I could not care. The Deluxe Hyper Immortal Gashat and Maximum Zombie Gashat, December, 7,150 yen. Dialogue from Dan Caruto, and you can use the 2 Gashats. And I am so over Gim as a character. I'm so sick of him showing up. I'm so sick of him getting new toys and forms. More power to you if you enjoy them, but like...
look, nothing will beat the original Mighty Genmu Gashat with him. When you put the Hyper Muteki key in there, and him just going la 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 la.
Yeah, that was the peak of the character for me. After that, like, now he's just getting annoying that he keeps showing up. You know? What it is, I feel like he's overstayed his welcome because he's popular. And yeah, he is a zombie. That's a good point, Smith the Crow.
I mean, it's I don't want to say it's a decade effect, but like it feels like will you say his character's kind of flanderized? Because I feel like that's what from what I see, I feel like his character's been because it's one of those like I mean, I feel like some people don't really discuss how I think some allow comrade characters do kind of get flanderized whenever they kind of reappear, kind of thing. I feel like
that's literally been, unfortunately, Toei Tokusatsu. Every character has been flanderized so bad.
It just people don't talk about it for some reason.
Yeah, because all they do is they take all the characteristics that you either had at the very beginning of the show or the very end of the show, and like neglect everything that probably went on to make them a better character.
I mean, it got so bad where with Fives, they had to like fully just make it non-canon every time Tsukasa appears in anything.
Yeah.
And I would not bring Kikes back. I get Kiba's actor's dead, but I would just be like, hey, Tsukasa, we can't have you back. Why? Because it goes against the ending.
Yep. I was going to say...
whatever his name is.
I like a lot of these quotes here. Like, JoJo starts saying he's like William Afton with the I always come back.
Always come back.
Peacemaker said he's more meme now than man.
Man.
Whose actor said Kiba from Fives? Yeah.
Not Kiva. Not Kiva. Kiva. Yeah.
Also, Hellfire's right. Zine might come out by the time Soundout makes a Progress Key video. Yeah. Probably will. God, do I have to buy Zine because he uses Progrise keys and Gamba Ride cards? I own both those things. Anyways, moving on. You want Geets' gun in full size? Guess what? You can. Isn't that neat?
Is this the car? Does this about the car destroyer? Oh no, it's Geets, not Gotchard.
This is yeah. I wish the card destroyer would get a premium edition. This was a the Common Rider Encyclopedia lists him as a 01 Rider. Okay, yeah, I'm stuck getting Zine's belt.
So this was a Bandai China item before.
Yes. And then now that it's being released by Bandai Japan, it's gonna get you can get there's voices, there's cast voice lines, and you can use raised buckles on it.
Yeah, because I think the one that came out for China was not compatible with raised buckles.
Right.
It was just like a prop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a prop gun, pretty much.
And so now this is like, it's bigger, it's beefier, it's longer.
I think it only works. It only works with the memorial. What they're called again?
The premium DX memorial buckles.
Yeah, because I think the reason why it didn't work with the Chinese one because it was too big.
Yeah.
For the DX toys, and the memorial buckles are oversized. Like we show prop size, right?
Spin Dash said it can fit a raised buckle, but it won't read it. But you can select what buckle sound effect is going off. Oh, okay. So it doesn't read the buckles. You just put them on there, and then you will. Okay. And it has voice lines for Geets, Punt Jack, Buffa, and the Panda guy.
Was it just Panda? Like, was it just
I don't know. It was Dapan, I think. It was Dapan.
Yeah, Dapan.
Dapan. Why Punk Jack? He didn't use it. Didn't he technically use it one time?
No, he didn't. I remember he did. You use it once.
Yeah. Uses it once. Gets into the memorial item.
Hey,
Scotty's M70. Oh, yeah, he did get killed by it. All right, moving on. This I'm actually excited for. we're getting the Boom Boonger Robo Mad Max custom, also known as the Boom Boom Killer Robo, plus a device.
Don't you mean Rise of the Beast Scourge?
Rise of the Beast Scourge. So this just debuted, and there's already a toy, and it's great. So this is going to be a premium Bandai release, October, 13,200 yen. It's the Boom Boom Killer Robo and Boom Boom Danger set. So this is going to be, essentially, it's like a Boom Boonger Robo, but evil.
It's weird. I was not big on Boom Boonger Robo, but I like this more. I don't know why.
I like this a lot more.
Almost, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those classical repaint can save a figure kind of scenario.
Yeah.
Like because I don't know, maybe the covers
Boom Boom
Dark
Fortnite Wasteland.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like maybe because the Dark Recursive hides the hollow arms a bit better, or something like that, or just there's more paint variety. Because the Boom Boom Robo,
better remolded parts.
Yeah, that too. Like Boom Boom Robo had a lot of like blank white, blank red, like all over the trailer. Here, like there's actual like paint to break up the color scheme. So I feel like that's why I dig this more than the original toy.
Yeah. And as a bonus, so Fire Fury says, according to Matt Hunt, Boom Boom Killer will be retail, but not the set with the changer. That's P Bandai. If true, that's weird. Well, the changer isn't a changer. It's just to do the attack sounds and to summon it. And it has voices for Card Team Rocket in it. So I just call them Card Team Rocket because I don't remember their actual names. But
I kind of wish the little like buggy dude was a headmaster for this thing.
That would have been cool. Yeah, and Spindash says the disclaimer does say the Robo may be sold separate, but just the Robo. Yeah, that would make sense to me that they would do something like that. And maybe the Robo at retail has less paint, because this thing has a lot of paint compared to Boom Boonger Robo. So, anyways, that's coming out. I will probably end up getting it eventually, because it's a villain mecha. I love villain mecha. As you can see in my latest
we're never
Sentai
going to get
Showcase
the Car
episode.
Ranger mecha.
We're never getting the Car Ranger mecha. We have to accept reality.
Did Stacy's like samurai looking mech ever
We never
get
got
a DX?
Battle Caesar Robo and DX, only in Mini Plot.
Yeah, I figured.
And we didn't even get the Black Jura gown in DX.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
They love doing those.
Yeah, they love doing those, but they don't like it. Zenkaiger was a weird year. They skipped it, and I think it was the pandemic.
Maybe all the budget went to the Metal of Pen
yeah
version. Maybe
it went right into a thing that didn't sell, and I can't complain about because I didn't buy it at launch. Yeah, Spindash says Car Ranger could get SMP. That'd be cool.
Well, if they can actually make North Shrine and the other villain mecha, stupid mecha that they made based on not Live Man, was it Sun Vulcan or whatever?
Yeah.
Was it Live Man? I forget.
Spit the Crow says, why are villain mechs so rare outside of like Gundam and such? Because in Japan, in general, villain toys don't sell to kids that well.
How not even Japan, America.
It was America too, yeah. But especially in Japan, it's like almost frowned upon to buy your kid a villain toy.
And like it didn't start becoming popular until like what I think late 2000s.
It's weird because I think it's more of a
like
Sentai
with Wolkaiser and Killer O, they both got used in heroic combinations. That's how they got out.
It's weird. I always find it weird because like villain mechs and such don't do well, but like villain characters and like shonen stuff will do well.
Yeah.
Like your Cells and Friezas. It's weird.
It's very strange. Speaking of things doing well, SH Figuarts keeps on trucking. I got 10 tabs open. You guys ready?
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we go.
10 tabs.
Spindash, good point. I never understood this because don't you want something for your heroes to beat up? Yeah, I know, right? That's why I always liked villain toys. All right. SH Figuarts Ultraman Orb Trinity. We talked about this last week being announced for China. It's now available in not only Premium Bandai Japan, it is also available on Premium Bandai US. Now there is the shot of it using the Gomora armor, a thing it can do. There is a solo Gomora armor pack released on P Bandai Japan, but not on P Bandai US. But it is the same exact Gomora armor that comes with Ultraman X. So if you have that, you can put that in your Orb Trinity.
I'm hoping that's
great that we could get
because
the other armor sets.
Well, because I know was it the new gen Star? Did they have the new gen Star X release on USB Bandai?
They don't have it on USB Bandai because it's a retail release, so
okay,
it should be available on other retailers.
Yeah, because that's only X, right? No armor for that release.
That
so,
one's X, and no armor.
Kind of false advertisement. False advertisement to include that for a thing you can't buy.
I know they put this picture in because nobody. Look, I don't want to say nobody cares that runs P Bandai US, but there's a lot of information gaps all over this thing. So it does say mount the SH Figuarts Gomora Armor Ultraman New Generation Stars version sold separately, but like it doesn't say you can't buy that here.
Maxi Boost versus Extreme.
We also aren't getting the reissue of the Brothers Mantle either. So double bummer. Wheels, you got any thoughts on Orb Trinity before we move on?
The
it's still one
Ultra
of the worst
Orb.
movie designs they've ever made.
Cool, yeah. I don't know. I'm not buying it. Moving on.
Oh yeah, that's Orb. That the Orb guy would get the Orb figure art.
You think the Orb guy get the Orb figure art? I actually don't.
You would think I would. You think I would.
I only like Orb Origin if I'm being honest.
Oh come on, you're like Thunderbreaster with his
Thunderbreaster's cool, but like aesthetically, I really only like Orb Origin. Like that's my favorite form, and I don't like the others as much.
You're a fake Orb fan.
I know, but I love the Orb. I love the Orb. I love the Orb ring though. Orb ring's like my favorite Ultraman roleplay toy ever.
Hey, look, it's a thing that sold out in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen a figure art sell out on P Bandai US, which is weird. But
what is this? What is this? A Target exclusive Marvel Legend?
Right? SH Figure Art Shinkocho Seiho, Kamen Rider the First, Hongo Takashi from Kamen Rider the Next, is the 100th Seiho, and he is a remake of the very first SH Figure Art ever released.
I feel like the reason why that got sold out because there's probably a lot of nostalgia for this this design, like even for people who are not Kamen Rider guys. This figure was all over the place when I first came. Like YouTube, I remember all the YouTube videos of the original first and next figure arts. So like, I feel like that's maybe why it sold out, but still, it's just kind of baffling.
I wonder, like, I know Spin Dash was discussing this as well, as like maybe they allocated less units for us. What do you think, Kaus and Wheels?
Theory could be correct. They allocated less inventory, or like even I agree with Darklaw. I think there's a lot of nostalgia for this design, not a lot of nostalgia for the character. It's a better version than what was originally released. Almost over 20, not 20, but like
2009
plus years.
Yeah,
like almost 15 plus years or so.
Can you speak up just a little bit? You're coming in super quiet.
Plus it also comes with the actor's actual head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's another thing.
So like it's probably one of the best ones, to come out.
Yeah.
And everyone's been wanting more next and the first, for the next and whatever.
V3 or whatever.
V3, yeah. I also think that if you guys missed this and you
pretty cool.
If you like the first colors that were more blue, that's probably coming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think, House? You got thoughts?
I like it, like Will said. It's cool that he has the actual actors likeness.
Mm-hmm.
So
they've been doing that with a couple of them recently. Like they started that. I think Ixa was like the first one.
Guys, don't forget, you can always just pop his head off onto Tuxedo Mask.
Yep.
Wait.
And you can also just stick him in your Ultraman Decker display, just straight as this.
Oh wait. Sorry. He wasn't Tuxedo Mask. He was Tuxedo Mask's best friend. Tuxedo Mask was Ibuki.
Was that wasn't it Kabuto or Kabuto is
Ibuki.
Yeah, Ibuki, okay.
Yeah. No, what happened was Hongo was the best friend or whatever of Tuxedo Mask in the Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon.
I don't have a picture of it, but they're also making his bike for those interested. You guys ready to go on to Pain?
Oh boy. Well,
hey, look, it's Pain from Naruto. We got a weird thing going on here. Okay, so we have seen figure arts for Digimon and a couple other brands do this thing where they're P Bandai exclusives in Japan, and then there'll be retail releases in the US. And even though we have P Bandai US and Naruto Sage Mode and Kurama Link Mode Naruto, we're both P Bandai Japan and P Bandai US. Tendo Pain's Six Paths Renegon is not P Bandai US. He's going to be general retail here. He went up on Entertainment Earth this morning, and we will see. He should be up on Big Bad and Others like tomorrow and stuff, and it's not a holiday.
I think it's probably because the Pain arc is a lot of people's like peak Naruto. Like that was like.
I have not seen anything as good as the Pain arc since.
Yeah, so I think that's why, because the Pain art is very like popular for a lot of people. It was like it's like one of the most iconic things in Shippuden was that arc.
I also will say, I can
think
say
Pain
without a
Arc was
doubt
what
that
made me hate Shippuden.
I would say that Naruto is more popular here than it is in Japan as well.
No, definitely.
Because we're getting
Definitely.
Blu-rays and they're not. So I think we'll see. I think the reason why the two Naruto forms were still P Bandai is because they thought, okay, those will sell less than a new character. So if new characters are going to get the P Bandai Japan retail US treatment, that works for me. I don't mind that.
How you got was the Dachi out yet?
Tachi's not out till August.
Okay. I was say, how do you feel about the cloak, the fabric cloaks?
I'd much prefer having these fabric cloaks, the plastic ones.
than
so.
being Capricorns.
Exactly, yeah. Like the Anime Heroes Itachi that I have, that it sucks. It's the Akatsuki clothes. I think you have to do them. That's also why he's 9,900 yen, is because he's got a cloth robe that's dual layer, extra stitch, and wired. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's that. Next up, the SH Figuarts Ichiraku Ramen set, which is retail in Japan, for 6,600 yen, which does not seem like it's like that expensive considering you're getting a whole ramen shop. But it does look like it's made out of like a foam board material. So I don't think
I love this thing. I love this. I love this. I love set dioramas like this. I know like the Goku that came with the Goku's house like diner set was really popular for a lot of like especially toy photographers. So it's great to see something like this. This is gonna be great for like toy photographers especially.
And it comes with a ton of bowls and a ton of hands and accessories.
I'm about to say, are those hands with the chops? Are those hands with chopsticks attached to them? Okay, yeah, I figured.
Yep. Hands with chopsticks attached to them, and hands with noodles attached to them as well. So, pretty cool stuff. Spin Dash says, "Do you think we'll get all the members of cloth cloaks eventually?" I think they're gonna kind of like float out the Akatsuki slowly. Like they started with Itachi, who's Mr. Popular. And then Pain's like the most recognizable like villain one. They'll probably
Toby. I imagine Toby might be next.
Toby's probably like, really next, popular. And then maybe like what was his name?
Konoha. I imagine Konoha might be also because she's popular also.
Yeah, and then there's Shark Guy. What's his name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Shark Guy that hang out with Itachi. Like they'll just keep rolling through them, and then they'll at some point they'll just be like, okay, here's the last three, and we're done. Kisame, yes, thank you, Jerry.
Dedera was also pretty popular. I remember when.
Yeah, Dedera. Sorcery's only going to happen if they're going to make everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Solo Chogokin is doing Try-On 3 from Gundam Build Fighters Try, marking the first Gundam Solo Chogokin release.
And it's the Brave tribute one.
Yep. For a whopping 39,600 yen, which is only like $250, which is scary. Smith the Crow asked a good question. Can I use this in Gunpla tournaments? Probably not, because I don't think it's a model kit, but like...
It'll be banned. I imagine like oh man, this guy is too broken. Let's ban him in legal terms.
That being said, he's probably not as sturdy as like a Gunpla, so maybe it actually would balance out the competitions.
Well, I mean, will it suit parts? I'm trying to think. Will it suit parts form? Because
it has the parts form.
Because the Zeta, the original Zeta base is pretty, match shippy.
Yeah, I think it won't parts form as bad as the model kit did, because it is a Solo Chogokin, and it is in the, higher echelon of Solo Chogokin pricing. There will be some parts forming, because there's even parts forming on, like, the Voltrons I got.
I would love if some crazy, insane customized somehow, like, engineered this back to be as regular Zeta,
like double Zeta. Regular double Zeta?
It's gonna happen.
Someone's gonna do it.
If it's not someone, they're gonna announce the double Zeta like in a couple of months, like right before this comes out, and be like, double Zeta.
And it's P Bandai. It looks great.
No, the black one's gonna be P Bandai.
Oh yeah, the black one, yeah. The black Tryon. The Dryon 3, yeah. I kinda want this, I won't lie. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it, but we'll see. It's tempting, it's just expensive. It's very expensive. But look how great it looks. I mean, it's Tryon 3, right?
I just want to insert the clip from Jay Decker. Why'd you have a lion face for a chest? Because it's cool.
Because it's cool. All right. Kaiju number 8. The Reno Ichikawa came out, so they're like Actually, Scott, it's closer to the $250 US range because of the yen price conversion. Kaiju number 8's been chucking along in the anime, and now they've announced new figures. We have Kaiju number 9, who is
He
ostensibly
looks
the
great.
main villain.
No, he is. So he is the main villain.
I was
going to
go into the systemic issues are the main villain thing, but yes, we'll go with
Oh, that too.
ostensibly.
I mean, look at him, right?
Yeah.
He looks great. I love like how creepy he is.
Mhm.
I'll say because I watched the latest episode. I think that's probably the best episode so far because they don't
He
have
also
the
comes with an
weird.
extra face for Kaiju. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What that?
I need to look back because me and my friend were having a discussion. How interesting how his like little like flesh bullet effect parts are orange and the anime is more like clear. I don't remember if there's like any color manga pages of him doing that.
There's
so
no color
it's
manga
interesting.
pages of his attacks. I did check that because I thought that was
Okay,
odd,
so
too.
it's an interesting change, yeah. But he looks great.
Yeah.
I love how like spindly and creepy he is.
Mhm.
I mean, what they'll say is that
Yes,
one of
JoJo
the-
Star, the Kaiju number 8 anime is out and it's been airing. They're on episode 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's interesting about the anime design for 9 is they really emphasize his eyes because I kind of forgot he had eyes.
Yeah, you can't
in
notice
the
them in the
first place.
manga art as well. Yeah.
Because they're so tiny, but they made them really big in the anime.
Mhm.
But see, he looks great. I can't wait. Can't
It
wait to
comes
see if
out
they
in
ever do.
October, goes up for pre-order June 3rd, retail release for 9,900 yen. And to go with him, Kikoru Shinomiya for 8,800 yen, coming out in November, also going up for pre-order on
Well, it looks
June
like I don't need to
3rd.
buy the figure standard
Yeah,
kit.
that was my first thought too. I was like, "Oh, good, I don't have to buy the figurized." Because here she is. She comes with her giant axe. She hasn't got. Has she gotten that in the anime yet?
Not yet, because I
Yeah.
think she gets that during the headquarter evasion arc.
Mhm. That's
so
right. Yeah.
she looks great, and again, I
And you get an
appreciate.
extra face for Kaiju number 8 with his
But it's
human
that-
eye showing.
Yeah, which I love. Which a great effect. I'm really Kikuru is also like all the figures, but I'm really glad to clearly tell that these more based on the manga because art style. Because Kikuru has this like really doughy eye look in the anime where her eyes are ginormous in the
I
anime.
think because we're getting these as the anime is airing, I can definitely think they probably were just like, let's just model them off the manga because the anime.
It's similar with the chains. Is there
Yeah.
similar to the Chainsaw Man figure arts also?
Yeah. The Chainsaw Man figure art is definitely based on the manga, and the Figma is definitely based on the anime. This definitely feels manga.
I'm really glad because Figures has Tamashi has a really bad thing about starting series and not doing anything else with the franchise.
And now we're up to 5.
Yeah, because I know like Fear and Beyond Journey Ends. That's a really popular anime, and they only announced two of the 3 main characters, and we still don't know if the 3rd main characters can get released at all yet.
Yep.
So I'm really glad.
I hope you find all your cats,
more.
Scotty. Scotty's cat's scattered when he tripped.
I was surprised Hoshina is not announced yet because he's like the main.
I feel like
Hoshina's
going to be next. Like the next wave will be Hoshina and
Human Kafka, hopefully.
Human Kafka, maybe. Yeah, they're kind of doing that kind of thing. All right, next up, SH Monster Arts Elemental Hero Flame Wingman for 13,200 yen. Pre-orders open June 3rd. Retail product October 2024. Look at him.
He's one of my favorite. He's like my favorite Digimon. Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh monster. As a kid.
I do love Elemental Hero Flame Wingman, Mom.
Wingman, yeah. Now, the thing is that I wasn't expecting this one. Wheels, were you?
Me and Metal said weeks ago when we were doing Hero Club Weekly, when they announced that they were going to do GX, we said, what are they going to do? Cyber Dragon, since all the monster arts so far have been only dragons?
Yeah, but say, because...
We were like, I guess it's going to be Cyber End Dragon, because he's the most iconic thing outside of Rainbow Dragon in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. And then someone was like, what if they do like a Wing Karibo evolution set where it's Wing Karibo level 10 and Wing Karibo? And we're like, yeah, that's a great idea. And so we all assumed that it was going to be Rainbow or Cyber Dragon, Cyber End Dragon. And we're like, we might see them diverge and go, oh, we're going to make the humanoid monsters or creatures be figure arts. Like we had, what if they do elemental heroes? Would they still be monster arts or are they going to be figure arts?
Yeah. It is weird with the Yu-Gi-Oh license because Rebeltech has like their Neos, and now we have Bandai doing Wingman.
I think if you just shove all these lines together, that'll be a pretty good display, though.
Yeah, so he looks
amazing.
You go with.
No, I was gonna say one thing though. I was discussing when they announced this was my biggest issue and complaint is still how GX as a creation could not carry the aesthetic of the original E-Heroes to the extent they had to make Aiden's, iconic monster, his signature monster, Neos, because in a sense, when you think about it, we now have a retrain of Flame Wingman. So if you know the card game, like Flame Wingman should have just stayed his, his main signature monster because it had the evolutions already with Shining Flare Wingman. So it's kind of weird that they sidelined him.
I mean, that's
Neos.
that's an anime thing. I'm not good. That's not really a figure
because
thing.
because in the manga it's Terra Firma.
Well, the mangas were written not to be adapted into anime. They were written to be different than the anime.
They were written after the animes already started being
right. That's what they did for GX.
Ironically, when they went to 5Ds, they heard the complaints and they at least kept Stardust Dragon as character in the manga. But it's just funny that they're making Flame Wingman since the franchise kind of was like, nah, it's Neos, baby, Ultraman.
And that's why I'm glad to see that it's Flame Wingman. I think it was a surprise, but it was also amazing. Yeah. It looks incredible.
He looks incredible. I would want to get him because he's one of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monsters, but it's expensive, but also like I kind of really want to see how sturdy he is because of that giant wing.
Oh, and the tail. The tail is all jointed too. Yeah.
And how spindly he is.
The giant wing, the tail.
Yeah, I want to see if he's stable.
What was that, Kaus?
What kind of joint is the tail?
Looks like ball joints at each of those segments. Like every single one of those segments are separate ball joints.
Yeah, I really hope he's a sturdy
I hope fingers crossed it's sturdier than the Super Robot Shigoken Genesis Gao Gaigar tail.
Yeah.
I broke a couple of those ball joints. But those were meant to be removable. These aren't, so that's maybe sturdier. Muteki said, how much is it again? It is 13,200 yen.
That's like in the $100 range.
Yeah. Looks incredible, but as much as I think this looks incredible, personally speaking, I have decided I'm sticking only to 5D's figures for my Yu-Gi-Oh collecting. It's just how
just
budgeting.
Well, it is more budget friendly. Yeah.
Yeah. I will buy a Jaden Yuki Nindoroid though, because I have the Yugi Nindoroid for my Bobobo, so I might as well complete the trio. But this looks incredible. All right. And the last Figure Arts news is that
Sven has mentioned Andrew 1 flashbacks.
Andrew 1 flashbacks, indeed. Yes. God, that figure's terrible.
I still have the original SH Monster Arts Wingman. Right, guys, look at the stream chat.
Yeah.
The original SH Monster Arts.
Is this?
Oh.
I was just gonna say real quick. Kuga Rising was this Amazing Mighty is getting reissued as part of the 10th anniversary line. Yeah. Okay. Let me go see this thing in stream chat. Oh God, is this the old?
Mattel.
Yeah, Mattel. Yeah, God, look at the Marvel Legends era.
God, these are like the building. You build the model kit thing.
Look at them
model kits. They were action figures with swappable joints where you could like
create
weird abominations.
I had an Elemental Hero Mudball Man figure from that.
Look at them like Toy Biz era Marvel Legend ball hips.
Oh no, God. that's giving them too much credit. Those if they were Toy Biz era Marvel Legends hips, they'd actually move. These things don't. Like I said, I have Mudball Man. It's rough. Yeah, we've moved. Just like with Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh toys have come a long way.
Yep.
You guys ready to talk about some Todd McFarlane though?
Yes.
All right, I'm ready. Let's
Crazy Wacky Todd.
Crazy Wacky Todd. I got to pull the links up, so just there was a convention this weekend Todd went to, some Phoenix, Arizona convention. And so there was some McFarlane news from that, and there's some other McFarlane news, and there's also some crazy McFarlane news. I think the craziest McFarlane news, in fact. So I'm gonna get all this prepped up. We're gonna do timeline of how I learned about these things because I think that's the fun part. All right. So here we go for Todd McFarlane. So we talked about the leaked Batmobile from The Dark Knight, the Tumbler. We talked about the leak. Was it last week, right?
Yes.
And we were wondering when it.
I remember.
Yes. When and how it's going to get released. For a recap, this is the Tumbler from The Dark Knight. It's a 2-seater. Comes with Morgan Freeman. Or, as I like to say, It's Morgan Freeman that comes with a free
Freeman-
tumbler.
Tumblr.
We do not know the price yet, but this will be a McFarlane Toy Store exclusive going up for pre-order this Friday. So if you want it,
I think it was the
be on it.
Batpot also exclusive to
Yes.
McFarlane Toy Store. Yes, and that's
the
price.
only vehicle so far that's not been McFarlane Toy Store exclusive was the '89 Batmobile, which was exclusive to Amazon, and the Flash version of that was available at all retailers. Muteki thinks 90. We don't have a confirmed price. However, the also revealed camo tumbler that is going to be exclusive to Amazon, which is the one from The Dark Knight Rises that Bane stole and took over. It does not come with Bane. Bane sold separately.
Well,
Bane, we have
Bane's
the page.
Build-A-Figure.
Yeah, it's the Bane Build-A-Figure. We have a page for this tumbler, and it's 70. So I figure 70 without a figure, 90 with a figure. So I would estimate this is about $90. Maybe 80, because with the Flash Batmobile, it was 60, and then the Michael Keaton, or the 89 Batmobile and Batman set was 70. So maybe it's cheap, but I'm expecting 90. I'm not going to get the camo tumbler. I do want to get Morgan Freeman, though.
Yeah, you're buying it for Morgan Freeman.
Buying it for Morgan Freeman. It just happens to come with a car I can put
Like
Batman
a Twinkie, like a Twinkie.
Yes. All right. The McFarlane digital wave that we talked about last week. I just wanted to go over the accessories because they weren't in those photos. Adam comes with a very large Adam. Is this supposed to be a like 1-to-1 scale shrunk Adam figure? Because it still seems a little small, but it's way too big to be like a tiny scale Adam for your shelf.
I mean, remember, just like Ant-Man, any scale is in scale.
It's true, but like, it just seems a little weird because it feels like it should be smaller. Like he kind of sits on people's shoulders.
It looks like the same size as their Page Punchers. Smaller figures.
Yeah, he is like that Page Puncher size. That
but
part
hey,
was weird.
I mean, I wish.
Yeah.
I like that he comes with it because I really wish more Ant-Man figures come with tiny versions of themselves. Also,
it was a thing they did in the 2000s all the time, except it just stopped at one point. Also, I think this is the first time this has happened because in DC Classics, he was supposed to, like the DC Classics, Adam was supposed to come with a tiny Adam figure, but he didn't come with it because Walmart cut the budget on that exclusive wave, and so that tiny Adam came with the Giganta Build-A-Figure instead. So this is actually nice that Adam comes with Adam. So there's that.
What carries that? It's one of the things where it's like the Haslab Giant Man is really cool, but I really wish it was just like a normal 12-inch Giant Man. I don't want a Giant Man that big.
I am skipping this Green Arrow though because, good lordy, what are those arms?
Yeah, no, it's it's an outfit I like, but it's the proportions.
I think
that
reusing the Princess Bride legs from Inigo was
really hurts the figure
because his upper torso and lower torso don't look like they're part of the same toy.
Because you get these like you put it next to your other characters, you got these like superhero proportion characters with their dick dies and everything like that. And here comes Mr. Slim here.
Yep. And then the Superman with his eagle is there.
This whole comes either with a dog or a bird.
Yep. Moving on. Todd McFarlane's making Marvel toys.
You know what?
It's actually more. It's not articulated figures.
It's statues.
It's statues, but there's statues that come with Marvel comics. How did he get this deal?
No, you know what? When I first saw this, you know what I imagined?
Mm-hmm.
I just pictured the Street Fighter versus X-Men title screen of Cyclops and Ryu doing the handshake, but it's Todd with like Kevin Feige or someone like that doing the handshake.
That's what it feels like. There is a line of these. So these are the ones that clear photos. There is Spider-Man. Again, the art is based on Todd McFarlane's art. So that's where you got...
surprise.
That's no surprise.
I know, I love Robot 88. Come in full circle.
Yep. So you got that. You get a comic. They also showed the official picture of the Captain America that also comes with the comic. You also... Yeah, I don't know why the Spider-Man statue comes with the wrong comic, because, like, obviously this Captain America one matches this, but then the Spider-Man doesn't. There's also an Excalibur one, there's a Wolverine one, there's, like, a bunch they're doing. I gotta tell you, Todd is, like, the best deal maker in history. Like, he's got
I
Marvel
see people-
and DC and Image and Transformers and G.I. Joe and Power Rangers and Godzilla and Pacific Rim all at his company.
I see people mention the amalgam character. I don't think we're getting those because remember, Todd has got the rights to do statues of Marvel characters, but that doesn't mean they can do amalgam.
I gotta also be.
Marvel...
I have to be completely honest. Amalgam characters will not sell except for the peep to like a. Oh god, I forgot to switch the tabs again. Anyways. Amalgam figures would not sell to a general audience. They wouldn't get it.
They'll get confused.
Yeah.
But also, like...
It'd be great,
also, like,
but it's too confusing, yeah.
Also, just because Todd got in talks with Marvel to do these statues doesn't mean... That's separate from Marvel and DC talk to each other to agree for Todd to make amalgam
I mean, they
figures.
barely
That's
talked long enough to get those omnibuses made. So...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Todd had this magic thing getting along with every company to make merch of it.
And it's probably because Todd walks up to them looking like this. I don't know. He was at this Phoenix Fan Fusion event. He was standing, holding the microphone, looking like Bob Barker out here, playing The Price is Right with the audience going, and how much do you think my figure will cost? Whoever gets closest to it without going over.
The Todd just like, guys, look at my action figure. Isn't it cool?
I know. I love the turtleneck with the suit jacket with like the Bob Barker microphone. Like, he's so endearing to me. And that Darkseid he's holding looks like this, and it's incredible.
Finally, after so long, we're getting a Make-A-Fake Darkseid.
And we're actually getting one with the cape, which Mattel never did. And he has the stripper boots, too. Like, we're winning here. It's great.
I never realized that about Darkseid's boots.
You never realized that? Yeah, no, Darkseid's boots are, they're the classic iconic stripper boots. They come up to the knee, and then it's the fringe top up the thigh. Yeah, there was somebody that drew Jack Kirby's original Darkseid design with the skirt and the stripper boots, but then they gave him like high heels and like had him pose different, and a bunch of people got mad about it. But I thought it was the funniest thing because I was like, no, that actually is how his costume is designed.
I'm glad because we got Cal back before we got Darkseid. That's so bizarre.
Also, wired cloth cape. That seems to be a standard now.
Because we'll make it be in effect and everything, he looks great. Because either comes to your 8-inch scale Darkseid, you got the Snyder cut version or the really horrible Injustice design one from Storm Collectibles. So it's great to see.
Kaus, Wheels, you got any thoughts on Todd's new Darkseid?
Oh,
okay.
Moving on.
I also don't have any, but
so how did we convince Todd to do Granny Goodness to complete the main trio of
I think you just gotta get them at a convention and go, we need a Granny Goodness or else the line isn't good enough.
Has there ever been a Granny Goodness figure?
No, there's never been. Mattel was gonna make one, but then the subscription got canceled. She was gonna be in the year that we didn't get, which was really sad.
I love how Soundout convinced me to get on because they allegedly said they were going to reissue figures that way that I could buy. I was like, cool, I'll finally get into the line. And then they're like, haha, we're done. And I was like, I hate this line.
Yeah, it's because the fandom dipped on us. Because the thing was, Mattel tried to sell a subscription. This is why like people are like, oh, I wish we had like a subscription for Marvel Legends. I'm like, no. Because there's like 2% of people that actually want everything. It was the same thing.
There's a reason why those subscription service died.
Yeah,
because what the problem
something for like He-Man or Thundercats would work because those are properties that pretty much majority of collectors want majority of things, but DC and Marvel no, it's too different.
This was kind of the problem. Because
I don't want to get on a tangent. Right? I want to finish the news.
When they did the subscription service, they started throwing in figures no one wanted, and that's what's
it just pretty much insert Engines of Vengeance campaign here, pretty much.
Pretty much. All right.
Remember Red Hood, and then it was.
Oh my God! The problem with Red Hood is that was the version no one wanted. Like there were I always go the thing like, oh well, someone wanted that figure, but I don't know anybody that wanted Battle for the Cowl Red Hood. That was not on anybody's wish list as the first Red Hood figure Mattel made. Stupid.
That was the one that killed the line.
I know they should have. You always got to start with like an iconic version. You know, it doesn't have to be the iconic version. You gotta start with an iconic version. Anyways. Alright, Transformers news. The only actual news that's not leaks is that poor Earthspark Prowl has been canceled by Takara before he even went up for pre-order. The official word is here.
So is there any reason? Did they say why it's being canceled or no?
Just says
The
release is
Earthspark
canceled. I think the show... Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, because I was saying we could go into the whole.
Let me give the short answer. Let me get the short answer on this. The short answer is Earthspark's days are probably numbered. Not necessarily because of the quality of the show, but because of the entire streaming landscape collapsing in on itself as the entertainment industry struggles to be relevant because it's making every mistake in the book left and right.
It's a combination of it's on a streaming service that not a lot of families have. I don't want to say no one's have Paramount Plus, but I'm not sure a lot of families have it. Toys, the toy line being bad, and it really is a combination of a lot of that.
Yep.
Pretty much.
I have a feeling that Earthspark Season 1's dub didn't do well in Japan, and they're not going to dub Season 2, and so
I'm not surprised, because from what I've seen, it's a classical, another gag dub, which...
Yep. I don't know what it is with Takara and Transformers. When they import one of the Western-made Transformer shows, they import Japan, make a gag dub. Like, every time. Beast Machines, Prime, Animated. Like, none of them are straight dubs. They're all gag dubs.
From what I hear, Cyberverse's dub was just normal.
Yeah, so that was like the only one that was normal.
I don't know why Earthspark, like, I'm not sure. I don't want to say because of the 3D animation being more westernized, because, Cyberverse had the advantage of being super stylized, that, like, it could look like a Japanese,
hey, Psycho, if you're watching RID 2001 right now, that is a more straight dub than anything Japan does with the Western Transformers cartoons. It is like jokes, it is constant jokes through the opening, through the bumper sequence, through the credits. Like, there is jokes constantly. Just joke. There actually is no... They take all the character and heft and storyline out of it, and it's just jokes.
I mean,
if it was you told me that about Beast Wars, and I was like, what?
I give credit, at least, for my... they kept... Because a lot of people were worried that Takara fully skip on Night Scream's non-binariness.
Nightshade gender? Yeah.
Nightshade gender, but thankfully they aired the season 1B finale, and they kept the non-binary talk scene. So thankfully that, of course, idiots go.
You know what's crazy about the Takara dub for Earthspark? They cut scenes out of every episode so they can have longer opening sequences.
Yeah, it's for runtime and all that stuff. Which is weird because the Japanese open for Earthspark's not even that long; it's only 30 seconds.
Kyle says, but wait, if animated dub is a gag dub, how come we got peak opening in this Transformers Evo? We got that peak opening, and then the credits end, and it becomes the equivalency of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even going to say Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Abridged has more story and character respect than, like, any of the Takara gag dubs do.
Technically, no.
Yeah, the Takara gag dubs, especially, like, if you look at the Beast Wars dub...
Let's not get into the conversation, please.
I know. It's a long story, but the thing is, the Takara Beast Wars dub is ridiculous. And it's to the point where, like...
They made the Predacons ship have a cutesy anime girl AI.
Yes, it is ridiculous. So the thing is that anytime I see a Takara have to cancel a toy line that's based on a show that they brought over a dubbed, it's probably because it wasn't popular, because why would anyone watch these shows when you have, like, 1,000 other options of shows to watch, right? In Japan, they don't treat them with the same respect. They treat them like an afterthought, it feels.
Like, I don't know why, like, it's so weird because, like, it's with, because they always do these big marketing campaigns of Earthspark, Cyberverse, Transformers Adventures / Red 15, like, do these big marketing campaigns, but then they just fall short, because I don't think Red 15 finished in Japan.
Nope.
I'm not sure Cyberverse finished in Japan. It was like the Cyberverse Japanese release was so obscured.
They cut Prime Season 3 to make Transformers Go instead.
Yeah.
Which wasn't even a TV show. It was a bunch of direct-to-video specials.
TV specials, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's so weird with Japan Transformers, whereas, like, they especially when you look at the original, like, the Unicron trilogy or the Japanese trilogy, they're normal shows. They're not, like...
Their original shows are played more straight, except for Beast Wars 2nd and Neo. Those are played like the Beast Wars dubs. But they're original shows, Micron Legend, Galaxy Force,
Superlink,
Superlink.
So
They're all
like
played.
they don't have
They're
any
all played straight.
respect. It's like they don't have any respect for American-made Transformers shows if they don't have any input on it.
That's what it kind of
Don't have
feels
any
like.
involvement.
That they don't respect what storylines the American-made Transformer shows are doing, right?
Which is
It's so
funny,
weird.
since anime fans always bitch and complain about dubs. Oh no, dubs are gonna ruin this show, or dubs are gonna. Which it's ironic. Japan goes and does the same thing they're afraid to do. Our shows.
It's
Yeah.
it's you know it's
I can't play the
that,
meme
that,
on stream, Psycho because it's a video.
no, it's a classic of the hypocrisy kind of thing.
Mhm.
But like it's the thing is like I don't understand
Yeah.
and like it's so weird and like I think it's like is with Transformers in Japan, like it feels like because you look at like I think of like Hayamoto's Transformers Legend comic, and that's a gag comic also, but like you clearly tell that like there's definitely fans that really enjoy the original source, like original versions of the shows of because as someone who read a lot of the Hayamoto Transformers Legends comic, there's stuff that are specifically based off the U.S. like versions of the shows of like animated or Prime or Beast Wars especially. That like it goes like I don't know why that the Carl keeps doing these gag dubs.
Because I feel like it's directly responsible for why Transformers is not a bigger deal in Japan.
Like
Right.
it used to be.
It used to be, but I feel like it's a floundering brand over there, and I feel like it's mismanagement like this that leads to that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only official Transformers news, and that's just off the listing because someone happened to check because they're like, when are the pre-orders going up? Because this was supposed to be coming out.
I saw someone make a good point where Prowl had a really bad time. His Earthrise figure was Amazon exclusive. It was really hard to get. His Cyberverse figure, his Cyberverse version of the mold yellows. The only version of the Earthspark mold you can get now is the corpse. The Earthspark American figure is a repaint, and this got canceled. Prowl got bad.
And the rest of the Transformers news is Leak Watch.
The new Cosmos.
Yeah, but Cosmos isn't like a main character.
No. Cosmos is the Cosmos curse, not done dirty.
Yeah, I think Prowl is done intentionally dirty. Cosmos is just a cursed character. Anytime you do a toy of him, something's going to go wrong, inevitably. All right, if you guys like dead Transformers like Earthspark Prowl, you can get a 2-pack of Brown and
more corpses upcoming.
I didn't even bother pulling an article with more images. This is all I care to talk about it. It exists.
It's so funny because like because I think the corpse Ironhide and Prowl was in the Buzzworthy release, right? And so there was a proper two pack. It was in like a proper 2-pack boxes, but here they just smashed two.
Well, yeah, because Buzzworthy's
boxes.
dead, so now they're just like, just slap 2 studio boxes together, right?
Which is funny because it looks like when Walmart wants to get rid of stock, so they did those like bundle releases on their stores.
Oh yeah, these weren't technically officially revealed at MCM London at In Demand Toys' booth because Hasbro sent it.
I did love people pointing out with Braun, like his only dead part is his head and hit the hole in his chest, so his vehicle mode's normal. But so when he transformed, he's dead.
Oh my god, could you imagine you like at a comic shop and you buy a Braun out of the display case and then you flip it over and you're like, oh, it's the dead one.
Yeah.
I find it also crazy that his open mouth face of shock of getting killed is the most accurate out of all of them because I'm upset that the Prowl head doesn't actually look like
it has orange coming out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want it like I was gonna get the dead Prowl 2-pack, and then the head ruined it for me because the head is not the infamous scene that allegedly scarred children.
Yep.
My favorite part of these figures is like you look at the Ironhide and Prowl box renders in the back where it's like, don't worry, Prowl, we can keep fighting. They're like standing up, shooting and everything. The promo photos of these in the back of the box is them going, oh, like them.
Yeah, they're actually accurate promo images,
which I find hilarious.
It's pretty funny. All right, and then there is a leak of a repaint of Kingdom Warpath in green, and I am informed that this is Treads from GoBots. Yeah.
I'm so surprised it took this long to get this figure repainted.
Scotty said Insecticons the crushed heads from the 86 movie. Now, those I'd actually
I'm still waiting for my pile of Dust Starscream.
Pile of Dust Starscream. We need to get a new wind charger so we can have a wind charger, wheeljack, and unsold RC 3-pack.
Yeah.
Anyways, when Psykill, I don't know if they can do Psykill. I think that falls under Machine Robo.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised it took this off of Warpath to get thing. I guess because it's not a lot of characters you can repaint this mold into.
Yeah, I think Shreds is like the only one. So adding to this, we also got a leak of a repaint of Gears that looks to be the GoBot Smallfoot.
They should have made it into cartoon Crasher because of the head.
Psycho said unsold RC. Yeah, for those that are unaware, Studio Series RC and also Earthrise RC and Kingdom RC's repack of Earthrise RC,
the ultimate shelf warmers,
and the Studio Series Bumblebee RC, all shelf warmers. Like,
because we're just sad because the Bumblebee one's actually a good figure.
It is, but they packed her like 3 to a case. They packed all the RCs like 2 to 3 to a case, and then they made like freaking 3 pink car RCs back to back. Like there's 3 pink RCs came out within like a.
Don't forget Cyberverse. Don't forget Cyberverse RC.
Oh yeah, Cyberverse RC on top of that. Like they put out way too many RCs like within 365 days. And so
I'm surprised the Rise of the Beast one didn't get shelf. When they get that because they barely stock it. The series Rise of the Beast stuff.
Yeah, and she was a core, and cores don't work. I mean, thing is like RC is like iconic, but like you don't need to be making her that many times back to back.
And people wonder why Bandai Mega's scared to do more female figures.
Yep. Anyways, Smallfoot looks nice. I guess we'll find out at some point in the future what is happening with how they release.
I assume they gag gear that can barely find the way to stuff.
Yep. That's it for Transformers. Let's move to NECA. NECA finally answered the call, and we are getting an American Werewolf in London 2-pack of Jack and David from the movie, which answers the question I proposed in Month of Monsters of can we get Jack and his rotting corpse? And the answer is yes.
What's up with this? What's up with our 2 news topics talking about rotting corpses?
I don't know. It's just everything's dead right now, okay? So great looking 2-pack of the 2 actors. So it's got like your opening scene accessories. And then you start getting just different forms of Jack's decaying corpse, and it's lovely. It's just delightful. You get 2 different like heads, an alternate set of arms, and an alternate torso, so he can just look like horrifically scarred, and then like even more horrifically scarred. And it's not super red and bloody like it is in the movie, I think, because I think legally they couldn't.
Out of context, it looks like a dude and his best friend zombie.
And then they also include the nightmare sequence head for David, just to give him another accessory, which looks pretty awesome as well. So this is just your accessory loadout. You get David and his demon head, and you get Jack with 3 states of decay.
Can't wait to see this and Planet of the Conquest of the
Conquest of the Months of Monsters, where it's all YouTube shorts so that there's less overhead. Anyways, this is it's kind of fun. And then the other NECA thing to celebrate the birthday of Vincent Price is a Vincent Price that comes with literally everything. You get different forms of necktie. You get 3 different heads for 3 different ages of Vincent Price. You get records, you get a candle, you get his cooking book, you get his crow and his cat and his skull.
Does he come with the chest? Does he come with the chest from the 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo?
No, because I think that fall under a Scooby Doo license.
Curses. Is that a complete Vincent Price collection? Man?
He comes with the cooking book though. Like, I mean, how much more can you want? He even comes with the cigarette. So yeah, they should be celebrating. Maybe he comes out for Vincent Price's death day. So just his birthday. But there we go. There's that. We got 3 little tiny news topics, and we're done.
I like Master Man. So Marvel. So NECA did.
11.
So Marvel. So
I can work till 11:05.
No, I love Master Man. So Marvel. Hasbro did Stan Lee. NECA did Jack Kirby. Who's gonna make Steve Ditko figure?
Todd McFarlane in the DC line, because Steve Ditko did a lot of DC stuff.
Yeah, just make a 2-pack with Blue Beetle.
Yeah, that'd be nice, actually. All right, and in the last bit of news for the day, the Jada Toys Red Chun-Li has been confirmed to be a Target exclusive, which is not too surprising, but she is official now. So if you want red color, Target.
Watch this gonna sell. If you know the history of Target and women figures, they're gonna go bye in a femtosecond.
Yep. Speaking of women, Rogue has joined the Mafex line, which is appropriate timing, of course. And she's got the kind of faux leather jacket, soft goods thing going on that Superboy has, which is pretty neat.
How is that? Is it better than Toy Biz figure? Because I know
I
that
have
Toy
no
Biz
idea
jacket
because
isn't great.
Superboy is not out yet.
Oh, okay.
We don't actually have a test of the faux leather jacket look yet on an actual figure because Superboy's not out till November, quote unquote, November 2024. But she looks nice. She's very Jim Lee art inspired, which I think is good. I probably won't buy, but that's just because I'm trying to not collect the X-Men Mafex. And I have Storm. And if I buy anybody but Storm, it starts becoming a collection.
Is it like
If
Pops or
He's
Pringles?
gonna end up
Yes.
buying Rogue probably.
Yeah, but is
And
that a
then
Pringles
it'll
thing? Once you pop, you don't stop.
Exactly. Like, because Wheels like, oh, he's probably going to end up buying Rogue. Yeah, if I buy Rogue, then I need Gambit. Then if I get Gambit, I need Wolverine. And then if I need Wolverine, I need Cyclops and Jean. And, like, I do kind of want the Rogue, though. Look at her. She looks great.
Stop it. No, you're convincing yourself now.
Get it.
Scotty says, if you buy a dozen Storm figures, is that a collection?
You should have you. Do you
There's
have enough Storm
7
figures?
Storms in this room right now, so I would say yes.
I was say, do you have enough Storm to do a Storm collection video like you did with Miguel?
I might do that this week, actually. That was just maybe.
Hey, would you say you have Storm collectibles?
I do have 2 Storm collectibles, and I have collectibles of Storm, so you know, you can do it. Let's see. Every Storm figure I have some old ones too. I gotta go dig them out of a tub. That could be something.
Yep. Do you have the weird evolution figure with the weird gimmick?
I don't, but I have the movie one with the weird gimmick.
Oh yeah, with the giant cloud.
I have the Cyclops one with the weird gimmick.
Ooh,
Of Evolution or the
That's
movie?
Evolution. That's the only Evolution figure I have.
The only Evolution figure I have is Nightcrawler.
The one I had before I destroyed it was the weird karate Logan that had like the kicking action.
Oh god, yeah.
I remember seeing those toys in store and going, man, these don't look that great.
My problem with those figures, they were so gimmick heavy.
Yeah. The Nightcrawler,
Yeah, they were.
The Nightcrawler wasn't, but he came with a gimmick heavy base to be attached to. Yeah.
That's the thing with the Evolution. That's probably why I didn't see that many. Nobody really like. Man, what about
The reason why the
regular
toy line
figures?
died.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the toy line died
There's
quick
a-
because they weren't good.
it sure did.
Did they make any women in that line?
It's just like the Batman
Storm.
Beyond line, if I
Except for
recall,
Storm.
died because it was too gimmick based.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with Batman Beyond line wasn't even based on the show. It was just Batman, like the Blight figure was just a skelly man.
Yeah.
It looked more like Dr. Phosphorus.
And then I know the Wolverine the X-Men line had no women either, which was insane. 'Cause
Well,
it's like, how do you not even
that
make
line-
Storm?
That line was pretty bad.
How do you not make Storm, but you put Colossus in there, who's in one scene?
Wasn't the joke is they were gonna include wasn't the joke is they forgot about
They forgot about Colossus, yeah. Like, I was listening to the commentaries, and like, oh, hey, there's Colossus. Too bad we forgot to put him back in the show. And we're they, like, admitted to it. They're like, oops, we kind of forgot he was here. Anyways, and then lastly, the Diamond Select Muppets Deluxe Sweetums and Robin set has gone up for pre-order, which means we have nice pictures of Sweetums. Unfortunately, it looks like he doesn't have a giant gaping hole to shove things down. So, but on the plus side, he has a neck joint. That probably won't be.
The plus side he has Robin.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the toy news.
Ah!
We made it. Should I do every Storm for Wednesday, chat? Chat, do you want to see every Storm figure out? And I'll do it for Wednesday. It may take some effort, but I can do it, I think. It may be Wednesday or maybe next week. I don't know. It depends.
What other characters? How many characters can you do that for? Like, yeah, how many and that isn't just like, oh, I had this much Marvel Legends Spider-Man, for example. Like a variety of. Yeah, Dr. Doom. Yeah,
Wolverine. Oh, actually, okay, with Wolverine, it's like 90% Marvel Legends.
Yeah, so you want the Miguel figure. I think the why the Miguel video did well because it was a variety.
Yeah.
It was sort of like a history of Miguel, like of Spider-Man 2099 toys, pretty much almost.
The same with the Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Who else can I do it for? As I look around the room trying to determine. Probably Batman, but that's a whole adventure. I have too many Batman.
That's too much. You need to pick a character that's a little more. That is a franchise.
Yeah. Yeah, I know with I know with Storm, I have like it's mostly Marvel Legends, but I got some other Toy Biz stuff.
How many She-Hulks?
I got some Hulks. I don't have as many Hulks, I think, but I have some
Specifically,
Hulks.
you get specifically She-Hulk.
I have She-Hulk. Yeah, She-Hulk I could do, but they're also mostly Marvel Legends. Nightcrawler, Scrublord says, I feel like there's not enough Nightcrawler figures out there.
Which is a shame.
I think I only own like 4. like a 4 or 5. And he's my second favorite X-Men. I should own more. There just doesn't exist. They just don't exist.
For being one of the most popular X-Men characters, it's really surprising to have a lot merch.
Right? SSJ4 Jason says every Soundwave. Oh, that could take a while. Got a lot of Soundwaves.
What's the channel, main master?
Yep. I have a lot of Soundwaves. Soundwaves definitely doable. Shoot, what else? Every Sonic I don't have as many variety of Sonic.
How many complete Mighty Morphin toy teams are there?
There's like at least 10. Ghost Trains is like, I'll like a good Iceman figure. Yeah, me too.
How many Ghost Riders do you have?
Ghost Rider's good. Again, that's I think I have a little bit more variety of Ghost Rider because I have some Lego stuff and some Lego stuff. I don't have any Toy Biz. I have a couple Toy Biz Ghost Riders on card, actually. A lot of Marvel Legends. I think the problem when you do Marvel is that it's going to be like 90% Marvel Legends. But yeah, I might see about digging up Storm. I think Storm is doable. I just need to find. There's like one box that I have some other Storm figures in. I need to dig out. If not, I'll do Doctor Doom. But I may save Doctor Doom later. I may do both of those. All right, but I'm gonna write down Doctor Doom as well. Let's see.
I mean, if Doom was here, he would tell you to do it now.
Yes, of course. As they loom over, all my Doctor Dooms pretty much are on my desk. So
you have a nice variety of Dooms, so I think that'll be an interesting video.
Yeah. Every Wolverine, every Soundwave. Just gonna write all these down so I don't forget. Spider-Man, Batman are just there's too many. Just too many.
There's two characters that are franchises, big giant franchises.
Every Nightcrawler can just be a short, and I could talk about all of them in depth. Yeah. Let's see. Every Nightcrawler.
What DC character? What DC character?
Hawkman. I have so many Hawkmans.
Yeah.
Every Hawkman. I could do every Dr. Fate, but it's going to be depressingly small. Same thing. Same issue as
every Green Lantern.
Well, he's Hal Jordan or Green Lanterns in general.
Every Green.
Well, it's now time to go dig out those old movie masters.
I actually don't. Oh God, where did I put the Parallax? I have all the Green Lantern movie masters. I'm gonna put down every Green Lantern.
That'd be a good history video in terms of that line.
I could do every Lantern. I could just expand it out because there's not that other outside of Green. There's not that many figures. So
yeah, I got cried because Jessica and Simon had barely anything.
Every MMPR Red. That's a lot. I could throw Sound Blaster into Soundwave. Yeah, I would do that because a lot of them are.
Will you put in the cassettes as a segment?
God, no, I have so many like mismatched sets of cassettes. See you later, Mr. Nuki. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Miguel and Spider-Man 2099, I have this new one. It's Hasbro's got these little like they're not blind boxed, they're just boxed like little mini figures. And
I heard about those. Yeah.
I found the Spider-Man 2099 one, and he's adorable. He's like got his claws out, ready to scratch people's faces. I also bought the Venom because he's got his like tongue out and all that. He looks cool.
I'm a bit annoyed that the silk 2-pack with Doc Ock. First off, I still question why she came with Doc Ock and not Black Cat.
Right.
But she has talent. She also has talents like Miguel, so I question why they didn't give her talents in that figure.
See you later, Sentai Ranger Donnie. Let's see. I need to do every Bebop and Rocksteady for sure. That's a good one. Every Shredder and Splinter. I'm gonna put every Shredder, Splinter, and April into one because I have.
You don't have enough. It probably isn't as enough.
It's not enough for them to be independent. Yamcha. I only own one Yamcha figure. It's a figure art. Because there's not that much Yamcha. Every He-Man. That would be depressing. I don't want to out myself as a bad He-Man fan, but I'll put it down.
Well, you don't have every single Power Punch He-Man?
No, I don't even own a vintage He-Man. I got a couple Origins, a couple Classics, a couple 2000X. That's it. I think I have one of the CG.
Every Lion-O?
Every Lion-O. I mean, there's like, what is it? I got the LJN, the Bandai, the Mattel, and the Super 7.
There's several bands. There were several bands. There was like the 2011 Classics.
That's still like only 6 figures. I even have the Mezco statue. It's still only like 7 or 8.
That'd be short.
Every Baxter Stockman. I would just do every recurring Ninja Turtles villain.
Really? Yeah.
Because I only have like 3 Baxter Stockman.
Go to every Ultraman. Just look at your shelf.
Yeah, I definitely don't have every Batman figure, but I could try to do every Bat. But again, it's just going to be
Would that be just? I mean, that'd be more every incarnation, I guess.
Yeah. I could do every figure of Luffy I own. It's
right there on my desk.
Yeah, it's on my desk, and there's 2 of them. Yeah, those are all options. I mean, the question is, do I follow up with X-Men and do Storm, or do I follow up with Marvel and do Doctor Doom? Because Doctor Doom would be easier. They're sitting all right here.
I mean, you can literally write the script right now by looking at them.
Yeah, they're all sitting right here. I just gotta dust them. Every Red Ranger, that's too wide. It'd have to be every Mighty.
I got one. Every JDF figure.
Nah.
So 9% Mighty Morphin Greens, 8% Mighty Whites.
I'm thinking about it now, and it wouldn't be. It would be mostly White Ranger, a lot of green.
What GI Joe? What GI Joe character you can do that for?
Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every Battleizer would be cool. I also don't own that many of them. Gotta think about things I actually own. Every Mazinkaiser. I mean, that's only like the 4 guys sitting behind me for Mazinkaiser. I mean, I guess there's also like I could just expand this series out and just talk about every release of somebody without owning it.
Every single Digimon Twilight retrospective.
I want to do something like that with Digimon at some point.
Yeah, me and Soundout want to do the thing.
Oh, that's what Muteki was talking about.
What?
There was an early release P Bandai Danoni Taijin that had extra paint and slightly molded, different molding. I had no idea. I just happened to look over at Discord. I'm like, why do I have notices? Wow. Okay, there was one I missed. Every abandoned Digimon toy line.
That's almost all of them. Besides Atmon. Like, Atmon's the only toy line that's complete.
Yeah. Yeah, Atmon's the only complete toy line for Digimon.
Well, in Japan, because actually the Bandai America Tamers line is actually pretty complete, surprisingly.
Yeah, it is. Surprisingly, actually, yeah. Welcome, FD. Yeah, no, it's Christ and Digivolving Spirits for real. There's so many canceled figures. I'm trying to think of other. All right, so outside of this, every type of a figure, what other videos do you guys want to see? I'm not idea farming in the sense that I actually am out of ideas at the moment. I'm kind of burnt. It's hard coming up with videos every day. Top 10 Toku directors. Oh, that'd get me in trouble. Get me in trouble when I start talking about Koichi.
That man's a problem.
Yeah, he's a great director, but also a problem. Number 1 is Keitama Miya. Yeah, Muteki, you're gonna get reviews. I'm just waiting for stuff to show up. Transformers scale explanation. Transformers class explanation. Ooh, that's tricky, but I think I could do that. Let me.
I was gonna suggest before you did the Sega video of a comparison to the $10 toy, like, because I feel like same with the whole Hasbro Playmates thing. I feel like there should be a good explanation of what are the current $10 kid figure range stuff, like your Spin Master DC, your Marvel Epic Heroes, your Jax, figures, your
yeah.
Bandai of like I was gonna suggest it before, but you already filmed the Jax video, but you can still do it.
I mean, I can still do it as
like,
just its own video.
yeah, because I feel like to get some more clarification of what are the pros and cons of each, because we always collectors always talk about the $20 figure range, but I feel like not enough people talk about the $10 figures, which I think should be important because that's like the stuff that kids will usually buy because that's the one thing they don't want to afford.
Nobody talks about the fact these two figures cost the same amount: this Wolverine and this werewolf.
Yeah.
And at some places, the Wolverine is more expensive.
Yep.
Yeah, I could do that. I think that's a good solid idea too. Let's see. Infinite says, "Am I getting Boom Killer Robo? Eventually, I'll get it." How to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Would be a fun video. I don't know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore. It has moved
That's
beyond
Wheels' territory.
Yeah.
Because
Hey,
he
Red
taught
Ranger
me.
Christian. Hmm.
I didn't know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Until he taught me.
Yeah.
Muhammad, I just wonder, with Taiga
Hello.
being likely fancily confirmed for DVD home media release, there's hope for Ultraman to complete its catalog eventually to the latest one. It's up to, I guess, what deal that Super and Milk Creek
Okay,
do
so
now.
I think there's a
even if
chance.
I think even if they renewed the deal, certain shows are still
I see
probably
the
off the table
international shows
because
still might be issued because of the right.
because certain rights are still up in the air regarding Powered and the
Gray in USA. Heisei Ultra 7 might be on the cards, but we'll just have to wait and see.
I think what keeps screwing up Heisei Ultra 7 is NHK. I
Yeah.
think
Is that the video? Is that the video?
That's the network that commissioned it. Yeah.
I think that was specifically, if I recall, made with NHK involved. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the international shows. I think Trigger Deckers at Blazar for sure. I think those are pretty. I think those will happen because those are the modern shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's that international stuff. Heisei Ultra 7 with NHK might be an issue.
We're definitely gonna get the Ultra Galaxy fights, I imagine.
Yeah, I think so. For sure. Yeah. That's good though. I think we should call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's about it. There will be a video on Wednesday, and it will be probably one of these topics we discussed on the stream because I'm going to figure out which one's the reasonable to get done by Wednesday. But I definitely think, yeah. Thank you all, chat, for throwing out ideas for videos to do because that really helps because doing 4 videos a week does take a lot of mental creative capacity to come up with what am I doing today? So I appreciate everybody talking. Let's plug and get out of here because I think it's a holiday and we should chill. Who wants to go first?
Wheels, since you appeared, you go first since you appeared. You actually appeared early for one. Cows, what do you do tomorrow?
Oh.
Check out Fighter Chaos on Twitch. Oh, there you go.
There he is. Go for it.
Stream tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, Tuesdays, twitch.tv/Fighter Chaos with Soundout12. There's actually a lot of fighting game news to talk about, so that's good. Combo breaker happened.
Mm-hmm.
Follow me at Darko643 on YouTube and Twitter. I do argumentaries like the one you see this very channel. You want anything? Feel free to DM me on either Twitter or Sound Discord Protocol. Link in the description below.
Wheels, you're up.
Alright, so check out our site, hero-club.com, where we do most of our stuff. Currently, the site is under maintenance and updates happening, so stuff is really slowed to a frickin' crawl due to the fact that we are over our limit for hosting. Literally over our limit, practically. We are just pinching and moving stuff around to just get stuff on the actual site at the moment. If people want to help us out, if people really want to help get the site going, get the site back to where it needs to be, we could always use the help at Patreon. with Patreon, it will go towards not just upgrading the site, it'll go to also paying the cost of interview guests, since, well, they cost money, and et cetera, and so forth. So your money will go to actual keeping us going and alive as a whole.
Yeah, there you go. And of course, you guys are already subscribed if you're in the chat, and if you're not, then you can join. Channel memberships, hit the join button down below for more details. Go check out all the stuff this week. Check out the Discord and all that. Videos this week, of course, will be still coming out. Even if some of those shorts are like, I'm just going to talk for a minute about something, because that's sometimes what we got to do. So, hope you all enjoyed it. Glad you guys had a good time, and enjoy your day. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.